Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football and welcome to the Matchday 1 World Cup Fantasy Deadline stream. As always, send in any questions you have. We'll be here for like maybe an hour and a half before the opening ceremony and everything. And then after that, I will be able to dash away and enjoy the football. How are you guys? How is your team looking? Yes, I'm only going to reveal my starting lineup and my 12th man, who is Mbappe, but I'm not going to reveal my bench. I want a couple of assets to be totally differential. Like there's one player I have on the bench that is only owned by 0.1%. So I don't want to really reveal it. I also want to win the game, guys. Remember, I also want to win the game at the end of the day. So how are you guys doing? Let me see how your teams are looking. Let's see. Lucy says, Sue. Yes. How are you, Lucy? Do you have Mr. Sue in your team? Phonetic Kid, how are you, bro? Says best 1 week punt for a striker that is 10 million or under. So just for match day 1, 10 million or under. I'm going to say Giroud against Australia. Since Benzema is out, I think Giroud will start against Australia. And I think he's good. Igor, how are you, man? Nice seeing you guys. The regulars, hi Chan, how are you as well? So my team, let me just go through my team as more questions come in. So my starting lineup. I have Martinez in goal. I'm definitely not going to change that. That is definitely going to be my goalkeeper. I really wanted a defender from Argentina, as I said yesterday. So Martinez is still in my team, 5.5 million. At the back, Luke Shaw has not changed. Luke Shaw has been there since the first draft. He's going to remain there, 5 million. Joaquin Mile as well has always been there since day one. Last year, 2 years ago, I think it was last year, the Euro 2020 that was played last year, Joaquin Mile was in my team as well. Stupid, and a lot of people have been saying Qatar going to win this game 2-0, 3-0, whatever. No, forget about media speculation. I'm going to go for Stupid, and that if that happens, listen, we have substitutions who can come on, so no problem. And then Sosa, 3.5 million, definitely going to go for him. A lot of people have been asking, is he going to start? Yes, he is going to start. Di Maria, like I watched the last two friendlies Argentina played, and I'm like, wow, like Di Maria has to be in my team. He cost me when I had him in ECL fantasy on my limitless. He got injured and got subbed off, but for Argentina, it's just different alongside Lionel Messi. And then Badvine, my initial plan was to have Depay, but since he was an injury doubt, I decided to go for Badvine, and then it's easier to fit in midfielders than forward players, because I mean the likes of Messi, you have to have them. And then Kimmich has been in my team the whole time. Kimmich is one of those players who can get you tackles and also key passes because he takes some free kicks, some corners, and he can make tackles in midfield. And then Harry Kane is in my team as well, up against Iran. I have actually predicted him to finish as the top scorer for this World Cup. So if you don't have Harry Kane, I'm predicting him to finish as top scorer. You better get him in. Lionel Messi, 10.5 million. If you don't have Lionel Messi, you are a brave person. And then Neymar as well, 10.5 million. I think Brazil are going to do really well, honestly. Like, I'd not be surprised if they scored at least 3 goals in every one of those group stage games. So if you have Neymar and you have someone like a Richarlison, a double up, I don't think that is a bad idea. At the moment, Messi is currently owned by 62.5%. So that is pretty interesting. 62.5% are owning Messi right now. If you don't have him, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So 10.5 million for Messi, Neymar 10.5 million as well. That is my starting lineup. And then I've played my 12-man chip because I have to have Mbappe for this match day. So Mbappe has joined my team as the 12th man. So I can't captain him on anything like that. So let me know how your teams are looking. Do you have the likes of Harry Kane? Have you gone for other English players? Have you ignored English players? Have you gone for Spanish players? Now, I saw the Spanish players are massive differentials, man. Like all the Spanish players, like almost all of them are owned by less than 10%. So if you feel like you know who's going to start for Spain, Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, Morata, whoever, Cavallal, like all of them are differentials, like if you want to go for them. Lucy says it's Dan James, a good differential because he's mine. He's your differential, says Lucy. I mean, yes, he will play with Bale and Ramsey up front for Wales, but I'm not sure how many goals Wales will score. I feel like it's going to be a draw against USA, something like 1-1. Like I looked at them yesterday, Lucy. I was looking at the prices of Ramsey and Dan James yesterday, and I think Ramsey is 7 million and Dan James is like 6 million or something. And I found that to be a bit expensive, unfortunately. But I don't think many people will have him. And if you feel they're going to score a couple of goals, you can go for him. But the problem with players like this is they have a lot of players on the bench. If Harry Wilson doesn't start and James starts, they could bring Harry Wilson on in the 50th minute. That's the thing with this kind of players. But the good thing is they're playing on the second day, so that is where the subs can actually help you. So if you have a differential like that, Lucy, go for it, no problem. RK says, how are you doing? Watching for USA, I appreciate it. RK, Wales is playing against your team, RK USA. So how do you feel that one is going to go? How are you, Lead? Eagle says, great tip. Louis van Gaal just announced that Nope will be the #1 keeper for the Netherlands at only 4.5 million. Could be a great option, as I can see them getting a few clean sheets easily. I mean, for people who already have Dumfries, I don't think they'll get in a goalkeeper. But for like my team, I've tried to fit Dumfries in. Like the last 1 week, it was so hard. So if you have Dumfries and you don't have and if you have Dumfries and you want a second defender from there, then you can go for the goalkeeper. I think it's a bit of a risk, Igor. I don't know how many saves they'll make, and I actually do feel like they'll consider goal against Netherlands, and I also feel like they'll consider goal against Ecuador. But Igor trusts the defense. So if you want some defenders from there, Dumfries, Blind, and Nope, as Igor says, I honestly think Qatar wins 2-1 today, says Chan. I really doubt, man. I'm going for Qatar 0, Ecuador 2. If they win, if they end up winning at the same scoreline we were told, then it's going to be very funny, quite fishy if it actually ends up being that way. So should I bring in Giroud even if Mbappe is my 12th man? Yeah, I don't think there's a problem with that for Kid. Like, I think they're going to score like 3 goals against Australia, and Giroud is going for the record. He's trying to be an all-time French top scorer. And as I said yesterday, as a goal center reminded me in the comment section, I said Mbappe loves shooting the ball. We need greedy people in this game because they're going to get you those points for shots on target. So I don't think there's a problem with that, Phonetic Kid. If you want another one, I don't think there's too many for match day 1. Under that price, maybe we get to see the Ecuador lineup, maybe someone like a Valencia, but then again, people are saying they've been bribed and everything. I mean, I don't believe in that though. What's up? How are you, Sherman? I see you again. How are you, Gold Center? Chan says, like, Ecuador recently always played like 1-0 or 0-0, and the last time Qatar and Ecuador played against each other, Qatar won 4-3. Yeah, that was back in 2019. So I'm hoping for the 1-0 or 0-0 because I have a defender from there. So I'm hoping for that 0-0. I would be happy that because I have an Ecuador defender. Gold Center says, I don't think Kane is a good option. I think is a fantastic option. Like, I can give you 10 reasons. Like, you get a point for every 2 shots on target. You know how many times Harry Kane shoots the ball in a game? Like, he even comes back to midfield to take the ball and shoot it. Like, he can take like 4 shots on target in a game. That will get you 2 points. If one of them ends up as a goal, you get extra points, and he can assist as well. And I mean, he's playing Iran, Wales, and USA. I think they're going to win all 3 games. I think they're going to finish with 9 points, honestly. And another thing with Harry Kane, when other players are getting subbed off, like for example, Brazil, Rafinha will probably play 50 minutes and get subbed off. Anthony comes on, or Richarlison could be subbed off at halftime and Jesus comes on. Teams like that, a lot of rotation could happen. But someone like Kane in England, he will play 90 minutes like every single game. Unless they're 6-0 up, he will play 90 minutes in that game. So I like players who are guaranteed 90 minutes, and Kane is one of them. Nesh says Costa, Rocher, Myla, Trippier, Sosa, Dumfries, Cancelo, Di Maria, Trossard. I feel like Trossard won't start. I feel like Trossard won't start the first game. He might start the second and third game, but if he ends up starting the first game and you have him as a differential, that would be good. But I feel like that price is too good to be true that he starts at 5.5 million. He could come on and still do something, but I probably wouldn't go there. Badvine, De Paul, De Bruyne, Messi, Kane, Richarlison, 12 man. Mbappe. So I have no problem with the striking as long as you have a Brazilian in Richarlison. Messi, Kane, it's fine. De Bruyne are quite expensive. I think De Bruyne, in terms of key passes, he can get you like 10 key passes in a game. So even if he doesn't get an assist or a goal, he can get you even 7-8 points. That is how good he is. Di Maria, Badvan, I like. Cancelo, Dumfries, great pick. So I have no problem with this team. What's your plan for match day 2 and match day 3, Nesh? Although for Costa, I know Costa can save penalties, but you know, in the other fantasy games, you get like 5-6 points for a penalty save. I think in this game, you only get 3 points for a penalty save. I think they've been a bit greedy there. 3 points is too little. And I feel like Portugal are going to concede a goal in all three of those games, by the way. I think Korea will score, I think Ghana will score, and I think Uruguay will score. So I had cost in the first days, but I was like, nah, this is not Champions League. And penalties, it's only 3 points, even if he saves one. So I removed him from my team. There's no bonus points as well. There's no player of the match awards. Joshua says thoughts on Bruno. Is that Bruno? Which Bruno? I'm guessing it's Bruno Fernandes. If it's Bruno Fernandes, he's scored. I think the last like 5 games, he scored like 3 braces for them. So he is a very good option. I think it's like, is it 9 point something or something like that? He is quite expensive, but if you want him as a differential, he's quite good. I like Bruno Fernandes as a pick, but I mean, if you're trying to fit him in your team, you're going to have a lot of trouble. You wouldn't be able to get in like 3 top strikers unless you go for cheap defenders. Siwi says goal center. Lucy says, do you think Estepina has a good chance of scoring or assisting, or do you think he's just going to get a clean sheet? No, he's also there because of attacking potential. I think there's a time they beat Nigeria 1-0 recently, and he scored the winning goal. And this season in the Premier League has been magnificent. Just ask Chelsea fans what he did to them when they played Brighton. I can also just bring in Neymar if James blanks here. That's the good thing. Like, if you have a differential from the first 2-3 days, that is fine. But I don't think you can go for differentials on the final day because you won't have time to sub them out and stuff. But if it's the first or second day, I believe you can go for like 2 differentials. Even if you want to go for the Ecuador striker, even if you feel like the rumors are true and you want to go for the Qatari strikers, go for it. But you can only afford like 1 or 2 differentials in your team. There are players that I think you cannot go without both Messi and Mbappe. Like, if you don't have both of them, who do you have in your team? Sudip says Qatar at least will score. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible, but I don't think they'll score like 3 goals the way people are saying that. I don't think that will happen. As in how you, bro, it says Dominguez, Dumfries, Myla, Short, Mendy, Di Maria, Olsen, Eriksson. That is a lot of Danish players. You really trust in them. Badvai, Neymar, Messi, Costa, Trossard. Planning to go for I'm not going to bother saying that name, but I know he's a cheap midfielder. If he will not play Giroud and Pavard. Wow, you've gone for a lot of Danish and French players there. Now I don't think any of those teams will lose. France and Denmark. But I think they'll draw when they play each other, maybe something like 1-1 or something like that. But I think France will finish top. Giroud and Pavard is not bad at all. Dominguez, that's fine. Ecuador goalkeeper. I think it's good. Wait, which Costa is this? There's a lot of Costas and a lot of those kind of. There's another name that someone said earlier, Bruno, and Joshua said Bruno and Costa. Specify which one. There's a lot of them in these games. You still have 1.5 million in the bank. What changes should I make in forward or midfield? I like it. Maybe I wouldn't go for both Eriksson and Olsen. I'd try and change it to someone different. Yes, Denmark can score goals like they showed us at the Euros, but they could easily win 1-0. So I usually do prefer going for mixing it up, 1 defender and then 1 forward player instead of 2 forward players or 2 defenders, because you never know what's going to happen. Like, if you go for all those forward players from Denmark and France and then their games end 1-0, you don't have even enough subs to come on. RK says, please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate it. I have 9 million. Ibra, how are you? Says, I have 9 million and need a good defender and midfielder. 9 million. Sosa and Rodrigo De Paul, if you don't already have them. Even if Qatar shouldn't win, I think Almost Ali could score decent. He scored a lot for Qatar. I know that, Chan, but you have to look at you have to look at the quality. You have to look at the quality of the teams. All these countries play. Like, every time someone say this player scored 10 goals in the last 5 games, I usually go and look. If it's Brazil against Bolivia, I'm like, everyone beats Bolivia. If it's England against San Marino, you know that everyone scores against San Marino. If it's maybe Madagascar against Nigeria, probably Nigeria will score 4 goals in that game. So I usually take a look at the opponents as well. And Qatar have played a couple of decent teams recently, but some of the quality of the teams that they play, man, I don't think it's that good. They have an advantage because they're playing at home and also the weather favors them. They're used to it, but I don't think they'll score that many goals. I think they'll score maybe 1 goal this whole group stage. After listening to you, I want to change Mbappe to Kane. Thoughts? No, I wouldn't change Mbappe to Kane. You can have both of them, but I wouldn't change Mbappe to Kane. If I was to choose one, I'd go for Mbappe. Now, as you can see, like I chose Mbappe in my team, like I couldn't go without him. Yes, you could say I could have had Mbappe and then Kane as a 12th man, but I feel like going forward, Kane would be better. I think Kane has USA and Wales, and Mbappe has Denmark next. I feel like Denmark is tougher, and also Mbappe is slightly more expensive. So I think when you go for Kane, you save a bit. But I think if you're choosing one, you have to go for Mbappe. He's playing Australia, and I think they'll go crazy in that game. I feel like both teams will score 3-0 either way, but I wouldn't choose between them. Like if you're asking me to choose, it's hard, but I'd probably go for Mbappe. I'm scared of this group stage because I can't afford De Bruyne. Um, Maybe I can afford De Bruyne. As I said, I'm not going to show you guys my bench until maybe the last minute or something, but he could be an option as well to come into my team, but he's very expensive. The moment you go for De Bruyne, the rest of your team has to take a couple of hits. Ripper, how are you, man? Di Maria over Messi for differential captains. Looks like most of them going to go for Messi, says Nash. I don't think there's a problem with that at all. Plus, Di Maria listed as a midfielder can get some recovery points. What's your thought? So there's no recovery points here. There's tackle points, but how many tackles will Di Maria make? That's the thing. He might make like 2, but he's not that kind of player though. So, and the other thing is you get the same number of points for goals scored, Nash. If your striker scores, it's 5 points. If your midfielder scores, it's 5 points. So there's no difference, the difference a lot in this game. Like you get the same number of points if your midfielder scores and striker scores. I think that remains the same unless they change something yesterday. This has been such a last-minute World Cup fantasy game. Literally, they're updating things as recently as yesterday, but I think it's going to remain the same, 5 points, 5 points. So I don't think there's a major difference in the other games. It's I can understand what you're saying, Nash, because midfielders get 5 points and strikers 4 points. But even in terms of shots, Messi is going to take the free kicks, the penalties. All those are shots on target. So Olsen, De Paul, Trossard, all in the same team. Is it a good decision? I'd probably go for 2 instead of 3. I'd go for 2 cheaper midfielders instead of 3. I think 3 is a bit. I mean, I feel like De Paul will return in the first game. I feel like Olsen might also return in the first game, but I really doubt Trossard, man. I'm not a fan of Trossard. Even in FPL, the 3 times I've had him this season, he's not done anything anyway. Who's the first Qatar keeper? Says Global Betting Tips. I think it's the guy who scores. Is it Ali or something? I think something. I saw predicted lineups today. I can't lie to you. I've not considered their keeper, but I saw some predicted lineups today. I think it's Ali. I think that is his name. The first one, the one who's at the top when you search for goalkeepers from Qatar. I think that is the starting one. I think some people would know the Qatari scored better than me for sure. 8 midfielders at 6 million except Olsen. Yes, there's a lot. As Four says, just above you, De Paul is one of them. Some people have gone for Trossard, but I wouldn't go for him. I mean, if you want for Spanish players, I don't know who's going to start. I looked at Busquets. I was like, nah, that is too differential. Busquets might not even start because of Rodri. So I'd say De Paul mostly. Apart from Olsen, De Paul is the best choice. Also Sudeep Kamada from Japan. Hello, Glenn. Do you think Shah will start for sure? Says Bilal. Who is Shah? Who is Shah, Bilal? Wait, who is Shah? Let me know who is Shah, Bilal. What do you think of Abul Aziz Hatemo Al Sib Katakipa? Let me just confirm for you who's going to start. I don't want to give you the wrong. We get to see their lineup though, so there's that as well. So you don't really have to worry about that a lot. I think we'll get their lineup very soon. Lucy says, besides Perisic, do you think any midfielder can score big in the 7.5 million budget range? I don't even think Perisic will do that well. Not because I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't like Tottenham players, no, but I don't feel like he's going to do that well. 7.5 million. Brazil, I mean, I wish Brazil had decent midfielders at that price. Argentina don't really have a lot. France don't really have good midfielders that I feel are going to do well. So I really don't think there's too many, Lucy. I don't feel like there's a lot of players in that range. I think Hazard is like 8 million. So are you looking for 7.5 exact or 7.5 to 8 million? I think Hazard might start and we might score in match day 1, but the problem is it's not looking good for Real Madrid. And the other day he played, it does not look good at all. Diego Costa. Oh, you mean the goalkeeper, Diego Costa, says Ezin. Okay. I no problem with having Diego Costa. So you have Dominguez and Costa, so I don't think that's a problem. As I said, I would look for a replacement. I wouldn't go for both Ericsson and Olsen, as in I'd try and change one of them. Can you review my team on your recent tweets? Says Tron. I'm going to check that. So Tron has Trippier, Myla, Pavard, Estupinan, Alba, Badvine, DePaul, Olsen, Mbappe, Martinez, Paqueta. Paqueta is an interesting choice. You know, they might decide to go with the four. Yes, they're going to play with the 4-2-3-1. They could have Neymar on the left and then Richarlison up front and then Rafinha on the right and then Paqueta as the number 10. But I feel like they're going to go attacking and they're going to have Neymar as the 10, Vinicius on the left, Rafinha on the right, and then Richarlison up front. So Paqueta is a risk, especially on the last day. He might not start the first game. That's the thing. They have Bruno Guimaraes. You could start there. They could go with another forward player instead. So on the last day, I wouldn't really go for Paqueta. Tron, I think is a bit risky. Neymar is good. De Bruyne is good. Costa is okay. I think I would look for replacements for Paqueta, honestly. If he was playing on the first day, I'd be okay with it. But I think it's too much differential on the final day. And I think they're playing the final game as well. So if he doesn't start, you lose points there. Can 12 man be from any nation? If you already have 3, for example, yes, Igor, you can go for us. You can end up with 4 players from one country if you prefer. My team for match day 1, power captain activated, Martinez, Pickford. A lot of money in terms of goalkeeper. I wouldn't really spend a lot of money in that goalkeeper, but I get to what you've done. But I would not really spend 5.5 million on both goalkeepers. Acuna, I love the Acuna pick. He loves getting forward. Trippier, Maila, Sosa, Cancelo, Olsen. A lot of people have Olsen. Like, I cannot lie to you. I have not considered him at all. I know I've considered the Denmark defenders like Myler, but forward players, even Ericsson, I've not really looked at him a lot, man. But Van Kimmich, De Bruyne, Casemiro. Casemiro is interesting. Messi, Mbappe, Ali. So Chan is looking for replacements. I don't think I would make any replacements. Casemiro will he start? I think he might, but man, they have a lot of players in that midfield as well. Anyone could start. I don't mind this team, and power captain, yes, I don't really mind this team, Chan. So you can go ahead with it. Best 5 million defender, exactly 5 million. Says Global Betting Tips. That is a tough one. I have 5.5 ones. I don't think you can get a lot of 5 million midfielders. You can only get 5.5 million. I've tried to look at that price range at 5 million. De Paul is 5 million, right? Not 5.5. I think De Paul is 5 million. So Rodrigo De Paul, that is the one I'd go for at 5 million. I'm going to confirm that Phonetic Kid, who is Netherlands goalkeeper, says yes. And someone said it at the beginning of the comment section of the chat. Let me just look for it. I'm not sure, but someone said that Louis van Gaal has done like a press conference and he said, can I get that comment? Can I get that comment for you? Yeah, this one. Igor said Nopet is going to start. So I wouldn't go for a Dutch goalkeeper. I know they're cheap, but I wouldn't go for them. And like, I would not be surprised if one starts in match day 1, another one starts in match day 2, when I don't want to be changing my goalkeeper. Joshua says thoughts wildcard game week 2. Oh, game week 2. You've looked so far ahead, Joshua. You've looked so far ahead, man. You've gone so far ahead. I know Spain have Mbappe, Messi. Wait, will wildcard game week 2? Okay, I read that wrong. Simon, Rocher, Dumfries, Molina, Trippier, Pavard, Sosa, Bruno Fernandes is a good pick. Interesting pick. I don't think a lot of people have him. De Paul, Modric, Olsen, Badvine, Morata, Kane, Messi with Mbappe 12 man. Morata. Why Morata though? I mean, Morata is quite frustrating. Like, he'll get a couple of chances and miss them both, and you'll be very frustrated, Joshua. I know he's cheap, but is it like the same price with Giroud? Like, honestly, like if Morata is the same price with Giroud, I'd go for Giroud instead of Morata, honestly. But if you feel like you want a Spanish player, you can go for him. But I'm not sure, man. I'd rather have like someone like a Ferran Torres. Liad says current team: Martinez, Dumfries, Trippier. You have cash as well. Musiala, 12 man is Mbappe, also got 0.5 million in the bank. I mean, 0.5 million. I mean, you can keep it. If you don't want to play your wildcard in match 2, you can definitely keep it. I have no problem with this team at all. Roche, now they still have Muslera, so Roche could start in match day 1 and then Muslera comes back, unless he's injured. Like, I know a lot of people have said Roche will start, but he might start in match day 1 and not start all of them. That's the thing. Musiala is an interesting pick. You have Messi, Kane, Neymar, and Mbappe as well, so no problem with that at all. Maybe a French defender. Do you really need? Do you want a French defender? Maybe. I don't think you can afford any unless you take out someone like a Myla, who you shouldn't take out. I have no problem with that team. Maybe if you want a French defender, you can fit in one of them. Best 4 million goalkeeper apart from Roche, it's just him. Global betting tips. There's no one else. Remember, every goal, if you concede one goal, there's no, you don't get negative points. But when you consider second, that is -1. When they consider third, that is -1 again. So you don't really want to go for too many cheap goalkeepers. I think Roche is the only one you can go for. Like all these Qatari goalkeepers and Saudi Arabia goalkeepers and Australian goalkeepers, like if they end up conceding 5-0, you're going to have minus something in your team, and you don't really want that at all. Sherman says thoughts on Suarez. Will he start, man? I think they have Nunes and Valverde will start up front. Valverde maybe behind Nunes. Suarez, Cavani. I wouldn't go for Suarez at all, man. I don't even think he starts. And even if he starts, how long can he play? 50 minutes and get subbed off? I don't think I would go for Suarez. Is Musiala a good option in that range? Yes, he is, says Rishit. He's 7.5, right? Let me just put the prices here so that I can confirm. I don't have all the prices in the head, especially considering they updated everything like yesterday. Is a triple up of Dumfries, Depay, and Badvine on match week 2 good? Match week 2, they're not playing Qatar until match week 3. So in match week 2 against Ecuador, no. In match week 3, yes, against Qatar. If they're not yet through, then I would go for it when everyone is fit. Yes, but in match day 1 as well, probably not. I think 2 is enough. I think 2 will be enough. Should I do the 12-man on Shaw, says Rajan. I wouldn't do it to the defender, Rajan. Unless you really trust him, I wouldn't go for him now. 12-man is the one that the player that you really want in your team, Rajan, and you can't have him, but you really, really want him to be in your team. Do you really, really want a Shaw in your team, Rajan? I don't think you really, really want him. So I wouldn't go for Shaw as a 12-man. It might end up being a waste. That's the thing. It only takes Iran getting a penalty, and that's a goal, and that's it. Ali Shabe says Ezin is a starting goalkeeper, I guess. Kimmich or Perisic? Kimmich for sure for me. I know Perisic might take some corners, but Kimmich, free kicks, tackles in midfield. He can assist, like in the Champions League, as you've seen this season for Bayern. He can assist every single time. He can end up with a goal as well, key passes. So for me, Kimmich 100%. He has been in my team since day 1. Rajan says power captain Messi. Okay, you can't power captain Messi. When you power captain, the guy who scores the most points in your team is the one who gets the captaincy. It's probably going to be Messi anyway. England fans are in denial of Taremi. Go watch his UCL goals and assists this season, and they think England will keep clean sheet, says Jabulani. I think they will keep a clean sheet in that game, though. I mean, it's not only you have to have a decent team at the World Cup. You can't just have 2 good players. Obviously, Taremi can chip in. He's done incredible things for FC Porto, but I think the way England approach games, Jabulani, they really that back 5, they are quite defensive, so they have a bigger chance of keeping a clean sheet and not scoring many goals instead of scoring many goals and conceding many goals. So they are very 1-0 team, 2-0 kind of team. So I think they'll actually keep a clean sheet in that one, Jabulani. Ripadu says Costa, Alideki, Myla, Otamendi, Theo Hernandez. Theo Hernandez is a no. Like the coach said, his brother will start at left back. So they might start with Lucas in match day 1 and then Theo in match day 2. So I wouldn't go for that one. And even if one starts, the other one could be subbed off for the other one. So no. Theo Hernandez, definitely get him out. Pavard is a better option. Cash and Marquinhos. Marquinhos is great. Marquinhos always starts for Brazil. I think it's started the most games in qualifying for them. I think 14 out of the 18 games. Valverde, Di Maria, Badvine. Wow, Valverde is interesting. Yes, I will not pronounce that name. Casemiro, Messi, Kane, Neymar, 12-man Mbappe. So Theo Hernandez is really the only issue in your team, Ripadu. He might not start. From what the coach said, he prefers Lucas Hernandez at left back. Ibra says, hope you're doing good. Best midfielder for 5.5 million. Already have DePaul. I mean, Olsen is 6 million. Kamada, if you want a Japanese midfielder, Kamada is around that price. Ibra, I think it's 5.5 million. Modric or Sarabia, says Alex. Probably Modric. But as I say, the Spanish players are all differential. Like if you go for them and he starts and scores, you have a major differential. But I'd go for Modric. I mean, he's on penalties as well. Bilal says, I meant Shaw. Okay, sorry, Bilal. I should have figured it out. So your question was, do you think Shaw will start? Yes, Shaw will definitely start at left back. When is the deadline? You know, the funny thing with this app, they've not even written the time. I think it starts when the game starts, but they've actually not written the time anywhere of the deadline. But I think it's like when the game starts. Says Nopet to be the Netherlands goalkeeper. Can anyone confirm, please? Says John. I've seen a couple of comments like that as well. But the thing is, if you're going to play Wildcard in Matchday 2, that is fine. He might start Matchday 1 and then Persevere comes in for Matchday 2. So I'm not going to be going for goalkeepers who might not be out next time. That's the thing. No lineups are out, but they should be out like in the next, maybe we should get an idea by the next 1 hour or something. Yes, it will be probably out 1 hour before the game. What a wonderful day here in Sweden. We have snow for the first time this winter. I'm excited for the World Cup. Do you think Goretzka will start for Germany? Now, Germany have a lot. Germany is so hard to predict. I'm thinking, Muller is a veteran of this competition, but he might not start. I mean, if Muller scores 6 goals at this World Cup, he becomes the all-time leading goal scorer at the World Cup next to Klose, but I don't think that will happen. I think they don't really have a striker, Germany. That's the thing. I think Havertz will start, Gnabry will start, Sane will start. I think Kimmich will start. I think Goretzka will start. So, yes, I think Goretzka will start. But every player could be subbed off very easily in that team. Or any other 4.5. Sherman says 4.5 million defenders. Hopefully you already have Joachim Myler. For me, I've gone for Estupinan as my 4.5 million defender. So if you want him, you can go for him. But if you don't want a 4.5 million defender, let me just look at something here. 4.5 million. I'm going to come back to that question, Sherman. Modric, I answered that one. Best replacement for Trossard, 5.5 million or less. Your thoughts on Kazri? Kazri is 4.5 million and he will probably play as an attacker, but how many goals will they score? Like Tunisia do not score a lot of goals. Like they love clean sheets. They don't score a lot of goals at all. That is the thing. I had him in my team, but I thought about it and I was like, no. I don't want to put my trust on Tunisian forward players, so I wouldn't go for him. So around that price, let me just answer this one first. Sherman says 4.5 million suggestions. Obviously, Myla is the first one. For me, I've gone for Stupinan. 4.5 million is not a lot. Ben White will not start. Mefam will start for Wales, Chris Mefam. If you trust them against Iran and USA, you can go for Mefam from Wales. I think it's like a 1-0, 1-1 kind of group, that one. So you could go for someone like that. So I can see you have Ram the German, but I wouldn't go for him at all. I think Germany will concede goals, like Spain will score. And they do have Japan, right? Japan will score. Like Japan will score against both Spain and Germany. Japan is pretty good, like every single World Cup. They will score. Like just ask Belgium from 2018 now how good Japan can be. They have a lot of good players, so they could go for him. I think Tomiyasu is also Japanese, 4.5 million, but he won't. They won't keep a clean sheet. Let's see, which question was I on? Can you rate my team? Go ahead. Boots, is Sarabia good, says Insta. Sarabia is Spanish team is very hard to predict, but a lot of their players are differentials, if not all of them. I don't think there's anyone above 10%. So if you feel like you trust him, you can go for him. But I would not really ask you to go for Spanish players unless like it's Cavallal, who I'm 100% sure will start, and maybe Ferran Torres. All the others are massive risks. Which day are they playing? Are they playing like on the, let me just search here, Spain? When are they playing? Is it on Wednesday? Let's see. Spain. They're playing on Wednesday. So if you have a good enough players to come in on Thursday, you can go for someone like a Sarabia in case he doesn't do well. And then I also had about taking out players who don't start. Like I don't want to go into that wildcard thing of Matchday 2 as Andy explained it. I think I just want to play it casual. I don't want to talk about all those, you can do this and do that. It becomes so confusing. But you actually get 2 transfers for Matchday 1 as well, and you get 2 transfers for Matchday 2, and you get 2 transfers for Matchday 3. So if Sarabia doesn't start and you see the team needs, you can actually take him out for another player who will start for the other teams on Wednesday night or Thursday. But yeah, The explanation, I think Andy explained it better, so you can check his explanation on Twitter. Who to pick between Gakpo and Mitrovic? Gakpo will start up front with behind Badvine, as Depay is currently injured. So let me look for this one. 5.5 million midfielders. Apart from 5.5 million midfielders is quite tough. Let's do this. So what was that question? I wouldn't go for Trossard for sure, Nesh. As I said about Kazui, yes, but Tunisia don't score a lot of goals. I mean, it's only DePaul. DePaul is playing against Saudi Arabia, and he's going to get the other day got an assist, I'm pretty sure, when they played UAE. So I think he's going to do pretty well again. And then Kamada. I don't think there's a lot of any other 5.5 million midfielders you can go for, unless they're massive differentials, man. They could be massive, but you don't really want to go for too many differentials. I think 2 is enough. Boufal takes penalties for Morocco, but he's 6 million. 5 million, 5.5 million. There's not too many, man. I would not really choose a lot apart from Kamad and DePaul. All the others are different. If we get the team news for Ecuador today, Caicedo might start. I think he should start. You could also go for him if you want to play from Ecuador. I heard that Uruguay will start their 4 million goalkeepers, Roche. I think they will the first match day, but I think Muslera could easily come in for the second or third match day. So that's I might still end up going for him though. Where is your team, Boots? Where is your team? I have 8.5 million, best midfielder for that range. I have Dan James. You really like Dan James, Lucy, huh? You really like Dan James. Olsen, Badvine, and Di Maria. You already have Di Maria. Di Maria is the one I was going to say around that price. How much is Modric? And we go to Croatia. I think Modric is around that. Yes, Modric is 8.5 million, so probably him. I don't think there's too many as well. Germany might probably have that midfield as well. Musiala is 8 million. You don't have Musiala. I think and now I said Goretzka will start, but then I remember Musiala could also start. So that is tough. Maybe Kimmich will start as a defensive midfielder, and then Goretzka and Musiala ahead of him. That is like Bayern Munich, basically. So that could happen. And then they also have Julian Brandt. They also have Gundogan. So I think Germany, the only safe options, definitely going to start as Sane, Kimmich, and probably Musiala. Like Goretzka is a risk, like Gnabry is a risk, Götze is a risk. Like you just don't know who's going to start. And this is the kind of team that could rotate a lot. They could have Goretzka in match day 1 and then have Gnabry starting up front in match day 2. They could have it different. I'm going Bruno Fernandes is just a weird price range to fit in. Portugal. Bruno Fernandes is 9.5 million. That's a lot of money, but he scores goals. He actually does score goals for them. And if Ronaldo is not on the pitch, he takes penalties. But he scored a couple of braces for them the last 3 games. So I think Bruno Fernandes is not a bad pick at all. How many people have him right now? 11.4 million people have him right now. So that is not bad at all. Thank you. You're welcome, Chan. By the way, if one player assists a goal, does it also count as a key pass? I think so. Any pass leading to a shot on target, I think is a key pass, or any leading to a good shot or a good chance is an assist for a shot on goal. Yeah, so I think you'll get both. Again, they've not really explained that anywhere. That's another thing they should have done. They should have explained that clear. Like if a player has 2 shots on target and both of them are goals, do you get the 10 points for scoring the goals and the extra point for getting shots on target, or what? Like I think that is how it is though. Ronaldo versus Martinez for third forward match day 1. I think Ronaldo will score against Ghana. Martinez is going to share minutes with Julian Alvarez. That's the problem. He might not start. He might get subbed off early. I don't think Mbappe will score. I think now Giroud plays in place of Benzema. He'll get more opportunities. But Mbappe doesn't have to score. If Giroud scores 3 goals, it's probably going to be Mbappe assisting all 3 of them. And I can promise you, as in Mbappe will not fail to return something against Australia. Mbappe loves shooting the ball. He loves running by himself and taking shots. Like he will score. Like he will definitely score. And also, again, this is a different game. If he takes 4 shots on goal, you get points for that as well. A Germany midfielder that can score, says Insta. All of them can score, but the thing is, which one will start? So I'd probably say Musiala. Emi Martinez, even Sane as well, obviously. Emi Martinez, Pavard, Shaw, Myla, Sosa, Cancelo, KDB, Di Maria, Kimmich, Plata from Ecuador, Messi, Mbappe, Neymar. No problem with the forward players. No problem with the defense. No problem with the midfielders as well. I think that's a decent enough team. These are 12 players, if I'm not wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Those are 14 players. So I think you're missing one. Not 14 players. I've counted Ecuador as a player. Let me recount that again. Ecuador is definitely not a player. Martinez, Pavard, Shaw, Myla, Sosa, Cancelo, KDB, Di Maria, Kimmich, Plata, 11, 12, 13. So those are 13 players. Why is it so hard to count? So thoughts on that team, says Goal Center. I don't mind it at all. I think I have a decent enough team. KDB is a guy I've tried to fit into my team, but it's just not possible. I might still have him in my team, but I'll figure it out. I don't have a problem with that team. Although you have a Brazilian striker, so no problem with that. Yeah, your team is looking good. How are you, Summit? Nice seeing you. Hussein says, is Maguire an option? Now, listen, Hussein. Maguire for England is definitely an option. Like Maguire at Man United, definitely not. Maguire at England, yes. Like he goes forward a lot, corners, free kicks. He can actually score a goal. Don't be surprised if Maguire scores a goal. So for England is an option. How much is it though? Maguire. Let's go to Maguire. 5.5 million is a bit too expensive for Maguire, but you're really hoping for a clean sheet if you go for Maguire. But yes, you can definitely go forward and be a threat in the opposition box. But if you want a differential totally, people are thinking of Maguire from Man United, but this is Maguire from England. Maguire for England is the best defender since Maldini. Maguire is different. Maguire is different for England. He's different sauce for England. But I still not go for him, Hussein. What do you think of Gakpo? He's going to start, so I think he's definitely a very good option for at least match day one. Thoughts on my team right now: Martinez, Rocher, Stupinan, Dumfries, Myler, Cancelo, Sosa, Bergwijn, Goretzka. I probably wouldn't go for both Goretzka and Kimmich. But if you go for them and they both start, I think it could be good. But as I said, I don't think the group is easy. I don't think the likes of Japan are terrible teams. So Højbjerg is a very good option. I like that on Javo. Højbjerg is just like Kimmich. He can get you tackled and also key passes up front. He's gotten a few assists for Højbjerg. I think I wrote it down somewhere. Højbjerg. I think he has like let me just look somewhere. Højbjerg. I definitely wrote it down. I think he has like 3 assists or something this season for Tottenham. So he's only 6.5 million. So that is a good price for him, but he definitely returns. So yeah, he's gotten 3 goals and 2 assists in the Premier League this season. So that is not bad at all. He's also scored in the Champions League, and he also has he got 3 assists at the Euros last season. So that's not bad, Javo. Can you rate my team? Yes, Boots. Stupinan, Trippier, Myla, Sosa, Di Maria, Olsen. So many of you have Olsen. Should I bring in Olsen into my team, or do I already have Olsen in my team? De Bruyne, Messi, Captain, Martinez, Tofman, Mbappe, Costa. I mean, Sarabia is an interesting pick. Let's go to Spain. Spain have very good differentials, but who is going to start? Sarabia 7.5 million. Are you 100% sure Sarabia will start? That's the thing. Like they have Asensio who could start. They have Morata who could start up front. They have the likes of Ferran Torres who could start. I mean, they're playing on Wednesday, so I don't think there's a problem with having one differential. So I think a team is okay. So rate my team, I'd say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10, yes. Goalkeeper Al-Shib, I'm not sure about that one. I'm not sure about the goalkeeper. I think they will concede. Let me just check. I would not go for the Qatari goalkeeper. I'd not go with the media speculation. I think Ecuador will win that game comfortably. I can't believe more people aren't getting Kane, says Finland. I also can't believe it. I've actually predicted him to be the top scorer of the competition. Now, it's true. England don't usually score a lot of goals. That is true. Like, also, their form is terrible. Like, the last 6-7 games in the Nations League, they were terrible. But Kane at the World Cup, he was the top. He got the Golden Boot in 2018. And He loves shooting the ball. He rarely misses penalties as well if they get a couple. So, and if they get a couple, it's not going to be anyone else taking the penalty. It's going to definitely be Harry Kane taking the penalty. The others you might say, you're not sure. Bruno could take, Ronaldo could take. It's not like that with Kane. Kane will definitely take the penalties. He sometimes loves taking corners as well. Not corners, sorry, free kicks. Sometimes he ends up taking free kicks. He's not great at them, but he might end up taking if Trippier misses or Trent misses. Sure, Trippier. For match day 1, I don't think any of them is a problem. I think any of them is a good option, but I probably would go for Shaw for match day 1. Al-Shib. Sharma's also good for Al-Shib. Schmeichel, Sosa, Myla, Kuna. Kuna is a good pick. Another one with also interesting. Bruno Fernandes, Messi, Neymar, Kane, and 12-man Mbappe. I've got 1.5 million. Really? With all those top players in your team, why do you think I should upgrade the goalkeeper? That is why I think you should upgrade Sharma. Forget about the media. Ecuador are going to score 2+ goals in that game, and Al-Shib will get you 0 points. Badvine, he might make saves though. Badvine, Kimmich, Olsen, DePaul, Bruno. I wouldn't really upgrade anywhere there. So probably the goalkeeper, honestly. I would upgrade the goalkeeper, to be fair. Summit says Trossard starting. I don't think so, man. Maybe match day 2. Match day 1, I think they're going to go for Hazard, Batshuayi, De Bruyne as the forward line. And who am I forgetting? I don't think he will start, though, Trossard. He wasn't even on the bench when they played Egypt the other day, the last friendly. Can you change captain every day, says Emra? Nope. You can only change your captain once after your captain has played. So if you captain Estupinan today and he doesn't deliver, you can only change it once more. So I can change it to Messi or Kane, but I can change it again after that. So you get 2 captains in a match day. I think that was different at the last World Cup, if I remember correctly. I think you could change it every single day. Then should I take out Neymar for Kane? I wouldn't go without a Brazilian player. Goalcent. I wouldn't go without a Brazilian player. It's so hard to ask me that question because I have all of them. I did not have time to think about who I'm going to choose. I just went for all of them. I think all of them are going to deliver, but I think Kane has a better chance because Kane is the main man and Neymar is the main man, but they could share the points. It could be Vinicius scoring and Richarlison scoring and Neymar getting 1 assist only. But I think Kane will definitely score. So I'd probably go for Kane if you're trying to choose between them. But again, I would not go without a Brazilian player. I'd try and fit in a Brazilian player, even if it means getting in a defender. You can do that. Trippier, sure. What's the league name? Everything Football, Sharma. That is the name. I don't think there's any other league called that. So Everything Football is the name. The link is in the description, if I'm not wrong. Yes, the second link in the description. If you click on it, you're going to automatically join. Is Rabiot a good option? I don't love midfielders from France at all. I just prefer the forward players. So I would say no, he hasn't. I know he's chipped in with a couple of goals for Juventus, but for France, I think the likes of Mbappe and Giroud, the guys who are going to score goals. It is just him, regulator. It's just Rocher. There's no others. If you go for another 4 million goalkeeper, you're risking getting negative points. That is a problem. You get minus every time your goalkeeper concedes 2-3 goals. So I don't want that. So Rocher is the only one. You could go for the 4.5 million Netherlands keepers. Another one, I rated your team already, Boots, if I'm not wrong. Al-Shib, Trippier. So yeah, I already rated your team. Do you think Di Maria will remain fit up to match day 3? Oh, that is a difficult question. But I think for the World Cup, he will. I think he will. But if they go through by match day 2, I don't think he will start in match day 3. I think Messi will start all of them. But if the job done 6 points by match day 3 and the next team has 2 points, Di Maria will probably not start in match day 3. They have a lot of players they can bring on, Julian Alvarez and those kind of players. Let's see, Sarabia for Perisic. I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Now, Sarabia, if I was 100% sure Sarabia would start, I'd say yes, because they're not owned by a lot of people, the Spanish players. But I really do prefer the likes of Ferran Torres. I prefer Perisic because he'll be on corners and stuff like that. So I wouldn't do that. What's your thoughts on Rodrigo Bentancur as he ends his EPL game on a bank? Yes, a year ago I have a tough group. Portugal and those kind of teams. But I think the way he goes forward as well is quite good. So I think he can contribute to tackles and key passes as well. So I think Bentancur is a good option for sure. I think Valverde is as well, and maybe Nunes. Suarez, though, no. Thoughts on Acuna versus Otamendi? Otamendi is more nailed to start, but Acuna is a cheaper and more attacking threat. I think Otamendi can also go forward and help you with corners and stuff. But Acuna, the other day I saw him playing at left back and he was going forward a lot. You're right. So if you're trying to choose between the two, I'd go for Acuna because you don't really get recovery points like Champions League fantasy for Otamendi. So you're really looking for clean sheets and maybe an assist or something. So I'd go for Acuna. Zaid says, one question. I have Neymar and Cancel on the bench. If one of my 11 blanks, I can just swap them because they play late, right? Yes, you can just swap them. If you have 4 players on the bench, you can bring all 4 of them. Even if your players get 10 points and you want to take them out, that is okay. It's up to you. But yes, you can have whoever you want from the bench coming on. You can bring them on by yourself before they play. My current team, Martinez, Roche, Trippier, Myler, Dumfries, Pavard. So you've gone for a lot of attacking defenders. That is great. Trippier, Myler, Dumfries, Pavard. I think Pavard won the goal of the tournament in the 2018 World Cup, if I'm not wrong. Bergwijn, Alston, De Paul, Kamada, De Bruyne, Messi, Kane, Neymar, Mbappe, 12th man. That is good, Ibra. I think you're ready to go. I think, Ibra, you're going to win it all. I think World Cup fantasy is all yours. You're going to finish top of the world. Ian says, any 3.5 million keepers who play? No. No, Ian, absolutely not. And so that's best bench players from your best bench players. I hope you're not thinking like having players on the bench who are definitely not going to play. I wouldn't do that. I would have 15 playing players for sure. 15 playing players. If you're looking for cheaper options on the bench, someone like a Sosa from Croatia will play. Rabiot, no. Do you think Bruno for 9.5 million is worth it? I do think he is, actually, Finlay. I think he is. Can we not name our teams in this? I've tried to look, Sham, I've tried to search and I just got tired and I was like, forget it. I will try and look later on, but it's so difficult. Like, I just don't like how the interface looks for the World Cup fantasy. Like, literally, you have to look for so many things. You can't, I don't even think there's a place you can change. Like, I've tried looking totally. I don't even know what my team name is. It might even be Glenn. I don't even bother. Thank you, Sharma. Anyone else who wants to join the league, the link is in the description. What do you think? Will France consider goal? I don't think they will consider goal against Australia. To be honest, if Australia have a shot on target, they will be lucky. I think that's how France will dominate that game. I'm thinking 80% possession. Josh says, do you know if I can transfer Kane after he has played 2 or 4? No, as I say, Josh, I'm not going to go into that. When you go into that, it becomes so confusing. So let me just read the rest of your comments, though, and then still an upgrade of 4.5 and keep Kane's point and get KDB's points. No, if you can do that, then they've messed up the game. So I wouldn't really do that, Josh. I'll not go into those details. I saw the tweets about that. But I feel like if you can do that, that is cheating. I don't like that. So I wouldn't really go into that. Should I get Kane or Ronaldo? Kane, for sure. Liad says, thoughts on Simon, Pickford, which one of them? Pavard and De Paul already got Di Maria and Messi instead of Martinez, Cash. And whoa, Liad came with a lot. Let me start that again. Thoughts on Simon and Pickford? That is okay. Which one of them? I'd go for Pickford. Pavard and De Paul already got Di Maria and Messi. That is fine. Instead of Martinez, Cash. And yeah, that is good. Pickford, Pavard, and De Paul. You can go for that. Kane, Alvarez, Messi, Ford. Alvarez, Sharma. I'd not really go for Alvarez or Martinez. I think it's impossible to predict who is going to start and who is going to come out early. I think they're going to mix up their minutes. They're going to share their minutes. So I think you can go for all the others. Messi, Di Maria, De Paul, the defenders, Otamendi, Acuna, whoever you want. But I think if you start with Alvarez and he ends up starting, then that's okay. I mean, if that is the only differential in your team, Sharma, that is fine because you can take them out for someone else because they're playing on Tuesday. That is fine. But you can't really have Alvarez and then also have 3 or 4 more differentials. Opinion on Alphonso Davies. I think he's him and David could have too much pace for that Belgian defense and possibly win that. No, they're not going to beat Belgium. I know what you're saying, but the thing with Alphonso Davies, he's a defender in the game and he's going to play further forward. If he scores a goal, it's great. But if they concede 4 goals the other side, you're still going to get negative points for Alphonso Davies, even if he doesn't play as a defender. And I don't really want my defender to play as a striker. And then every time they concede a goal, my defender who's playing as a striker is getting minus points. I don't like that. So, as is mentioned as well, the fitness is a problem. I don't think they'll beat Belgium. I think they might score. I think I predicted something like 2-1 or something. Or I think predicted 3-1. I think I said Belgium will win that game 3-1. David, you can go for as a striker. He might do something, but I feel like there's too many strikers, man. Let's see. The rest of my 2 players are trash. No, don't do that. Have players who are going to play. You mean Maguire will score on goals? No, Maguire for Man United, yes. Maguire for England, no. I can't captain the 12th man. Yes, you can't, Ripper. After you played your 12th man chip on Mbappe, you cannot make him the captain because he's not even part of your team. So you can't make him your captain. He's only there as a bonus, basically. What rating is my team? Says goal center. So many comments, I can't even find your team anymore. I can't even find your team anymore, goal center. It's crazy. When I come across it, I'll tell you. I can make subs every day before every match day, right? Subs. What do you mean? Subs or transfers? That's I can make subs before every match day, right? Just clarify that, Shama. Do you mean subs or transfers? Because you're talking about before match days. Boy says Dominguez, Roche, Dumfries, Trippier, Myler, Cancelo, Sosa, Bajvine, De Paul, Di Maria, Olsen, Eriksen, Neymar, Kane, Messi, Mbappe, 12 man. I like the team, but as I said, in my personal opinion, I wouldn't go for both Eriksen and Olsen. I think Morocco are going to pack the bus, and I think Australia are going to try and pack the bus as well. Maybe when they play Australia, you can go for both of them, but for the first 2 games against Morocco, and it's Morocco, right? It's not any other team. Why am I confusing? It's Tunisia, not Morocco. Tunisia, Morocco in the other group with Belgium, right? So Tunisia love packing the bus, Boris. Tunisia love keeping a clean sheet. So I don't think Denmark will score more than 2 goals against them. And the game against France is difficult. So I wouldn't go for both Eriksen and Olsen. I think you can get in a different kind of player, like a Kimmich or Musiala instead. Let's see. I copied Dan's team. Kamada, Olsen, Denmark, Trossard replacement. If you don't already have another Denmark midfielder like Eriksen, you can go for Olsen. But I think Japan are pretty good. I think Kamada will deliver. And I think he might be like the second choice in terms of penalties there. I actually really tempted to go for Valencia instead of Giroud. I have Messi, Neymar. I will go for Kane, 12 man. I don't think any of them is a bad option. If you ignore the rumors, I think Valencia will probably score. He's the all-time top scorer for Ecuador as well. So I think Giroud is good, though. I think if it's between the two, I'd still go for Giroud. But if you want someone to enjoy the game today and have someone in the game today, you can go for him. Is Johans, is Depay starting against Senegal? I think it's a slight injury doubt. So I don't think so. From what I've seen, the predicted lineups, he will start match day 2 and 3, though. It might still come on for match day 1. He might even start and get subbed off early. But for match day 1, I wouldn't go for him. But for match day 2 and 3, definitely yes. Is Trippier and Rice first choice? Rice is definitely first choice. Not in terms of food, but in terms of Rice, the England player, yes. Trippier. Trippier is not first choice, but he will start because the likes of Walker are injured and players like that, and Reece James are injured. He's injured as well. So for the first match, they think Trippier starts and Shaw starts. Why is everyone so confident that Trippier will start and not Trent? The coach, Ripper, the coach does not really like Trent. I know Trippier is having the time of his life and is in fact better than TA, but will Trippier really start? I think he will for match day 1. For match day 2, they could easily bring in Trent or Walker. Yes, so they could even, they could even move Trippier to the left side for matchday 2 and have Shaw on the bench. That is the problem. Or they could even have Shaw as a centre back and then have Trippier on the left and Trent on the right. All that could happen. It's very difficult to predict, but yes, the manager does not like Trent. He actually only picked him because James is injured. Like if James was fit, Trent would not have gone to the World Cup. I'm pretty sure of that. Will Trossard start? No. Messi or Mbappe for 12 man did not fit in my team budget. No, Messi has to be in your team for match day 1, 2, or 3, and 3. So I probably say Mbappe for 12 man. Di Maria or Luka Modric, that is pretty easy. Octane, Di Maria, that fixture is too good. I'm taking out Neymar for Kane. Goal center is taking out Neymar for Kane. Go ahead. No recovery points for defenders. Nope. This is totally different from the Champions League fantasy. The things you get for a defender, let me just tell you. So you do get a clean sheet, 5 points. That is a bonus. You usually get 4 points for a clean sheet. This time you get 5 points. And then if they score a goal, you get 7 points instead of the 6. So basically, instead of those recovery points, they've added a point for clean sheets and they've added a point for a goal scored. So no recovery points in this game, as in only for midfielders for tackles, but defenders, no. And then you also need to target players, defenders who are not going to consider a lot of goals. Because if, let's say, you have Saudi Arabia defenders and then they lose the game 6-0, you're going to have like -4 or -5 or something like that. You don't really want that in your team. You're welcome. Finlay says, is Mitrovic fit? Because I think Brazil struggles against Serbia. I don't think he's fit for match day 1. I think Vlahovic is better for match day 1. But for match day 2, if he's fit, for sure, he'll definitely be a good option for sure for match day 2 going forward. Jeff, my team, no Piroshia, Kuna, Pavard, Stupinan, Milas, Sosa, De Paul, Bruno, KDB, Sane, Olsen, Messi, Gakpo, Mbappe, 12-man Di Maria. 12-man Di Maria is a good option. I don't mind that. Bruno. So changes, I would not make any changes to your team, Igor. Goalkeeper, though, I'm slightly worried about a goalkeeper. Unless you're thinking about playing your wildcard in match day 2, I'd not go for two goalkeepers. I know people have said Roche will start, but they still have Muslera, who's playing his last World Cup. Like he might start in match day 2 and 3. Especially, let's say Roche makes a mistake in match day 1. Muslera comes in for match day 2 and 3. And you also have Nope, who might start match day 1, and they can bring Persevere for match day 2. Anyone else? I think you can only go for one of them. I don't think I'd go for both of them. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to save money, but I really wouldn't do that. I'd go for only one between Roche and Nope. If that is how you say his name. Is it Nopet or Nope? He's not French though, so it could be Nopet or something. Sherman says best 8 million or below forward. I think Giroud. How much is Giroud? I think Giroud is 7.5, if I'm not wrong. They're very unlucky that Benzema's gotten injured though. Let me just confirm that for you. I think Giroud is 7.5 million. See, Giroud forward. Giroud is 7.5 million, so I would go for him. Sherman. Some people are even going for Morata. If you trust Morata, you can go for him. Should I go for De Bruyne or Sane? A lot of people have gone for De Bruyne. Personally, I seriously feel like Sane will do better in match day 1. But De Bruyne doesn't even have to score assists. Like those key passes will be very crucial. So I'd probably go for Sane for sure, personally. But I think De Bruyne is not a bad option at all. So in terms, Sane is also a cheaper option. But in this case, Black, I'd ask you to make your own personal decision. Like you know all two players, you know how they play for Man City and Bayern, you know how they play for Belgium and Germany. Both of them are good option. What does your gut tell you? Go with your gut. Go with what your heart is telling you there. I think both of them could do well. Elliot says, rate my team. Schmeiler, Vardiol is an interesting option as well. Alvarez. This is the Alvarez from Ajax, right? De Bruyne from Ajax. Yes, it's Ajax. De Bruyne, Olsen, Di Maria, De Paul, Neymar, Messi, Gakpo, Costa. A lot of people are liking Costa as an option for goalkeeper. England. You only have Trippier from England. That is interesting. I mean, I think Kane will do well, but if you feel like you don't need to go for Kane, I don't think there's a problem. I mean, you've gone for Messi, Neymar, and Gakpo. But I've predicted Kane to finish the top scorer. Like, I feel like he's going to bang a hat-trick against Iran. I'm so serious. De Bruyne, Vardy. I think Vardy is a great option at 4 million. So the rest of your team looks good for sure. Goalkeeper as well looks good. So maybe the only thing I'd look to do is bring in Kane, De Bruyne, Olsen, Alvarez. So rating your team, I'd say 8 out of 10. I know I've said I would bring a couple of players in, but I really don't see who you can take out. I don't mind De Bruyne, Olsen, Alvarez. How much is Alvarez? 4.5, I think. This is Alvarez from Mexico, right? Let me just see. Mexico. I love the Mexico kit, by the way. The green one is amazing. It's 5 million. Edson Alvarez is 5 million. Alvarez is going to get you the tackles, a lot of tackles. He loves tackling in midfield. So I don't think there's a problem with your team, but I'd still give it 8 out of 10. Do you have any money in the bank, Elliot? Nunes or Giroud, says Shind. I'd go for Giroud, honestly. I don't think Nunes as an easy group. Let's see. Thoughts on my team: Courtois, Dumfries, Myler, Trippier. Lautaro Martinez is a difficult one. If you go for him and he starts, obviously he will score, but then you can go for him and then he doesn't start and they go with Alvarez instead. And Neymar, Cancelo, Sosa, Roche, no problem with that. Olsen. Dumfries is a very good option, man. I don't even know I don't have him in my starting lineup. Badvine, Trossard, Sane. Messi captain, you're not playing any cheap, I guess. So I don't think I have any problem with this team apart from Trossard, Zaitz. I feel like you can get better options than Trossard because I feel like he won't start. He might start match day 2, but I feel like he won't start match day 1. If he ends up starting, come to the comment section and say anything you want to say about this channel. But I really don't think he will start. So for me, I'd take out Trossard. You can have Kamada. If you can even go to players like from Morocco, what's his name again? 6 million midfielder from Morocco. His name is, I just have to confirm again. Boufal takes the penalties. But I wouldn't go for Trossard though. 4 says best good 4.5 million goalkeeper. I mean, again, you have to be very careful who you're picking because if they concede a lot of goals, you're going to be in trouble. Matt Turner, USA, is playing against Wales. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw, so you won't concede a lot. But in terms of clean sheet, I don't think there's any really. I think it's only Matt Turner who's going to start at that price range. Danny Ward might not start for Wales. Dominguez today, maybe for Ecuador. He's playing today for Dominguez is playing today. There's 80 of you watching. Hit the like button as always. I'll really appreciate it. And then, by the way, the turnarounds will be very quickly. Like literally, match day 1 ends depending on where you are, but match day 1 ends on Thursday, and then on Friday morning or after, like Friday very early, another match day starts. So you have to make your changes like right after match day 1 ends. So after match day 1 that night, I will do a stream as well. So I'll do like a deadline stream, reaction stream for match day 1. 12th man Mbappe says Zayed's great. As Ego says, give the stream a like. I appreciate it. Let's see. Goyen says Ramsdale. Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan. I absolutely love Ramsdale. Like, if I could have Ramsdale and Xhaka and Saka in the team, I'd have them all. By the way, Xhaka, speaking of Xhaka, I just said Xhaka from the top of my head, and I just remember Xhaka is around 7 million. Xhaka loves going forward. If you want someone from Switzerland, you can go for Xhaka. Ramsdale, he will definitely not start. The coach loves Pickford. Pickford will definitely start, so I would not go for Ramsdale. Estupinan, Trippier, Dumfries, Pulisic. Pulisic will definitely start and he'll take the penalties as well. Di Maria, ZH. Interesting. I've not seen anyone at ZH. De Bruyne, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, 12th man. Bench, Costa, a 5th. Sosa, Kimmich, any suggestion for my team? Definitely take out Ramsdale. Ramsdale will not play for sure. The others, I have no problem with the others at all. Di Maria, ZH, KDB, Messi. I can also see you don't have Kane, which is interesting. I mean, you can't have them all. Like, there's a lot of forward players you can have. Like, there's Mbappe, there's Giroud, there's Depay when he's fit. You can go for Gakpo, you can go for Neymar, you can go for Richarlison, for Vinicius. Like, there's so many players, obviously. So you have to choose three at the end of the day. Hopefully, for your sake, the three that you choose are doing well. I'm not sure about ZH, to be honest. I'm not really sure about how good Morocco will do. If you're going for someone from Morocco, I'd probably go for the one who's going to take the penalties. That is Boufal. ZH is 7 million. I really think you can get better players at 7 million. And let's listen, if you're a Morocco fan and you support them, there's no problem with going for at least one player from the team. I have no problem with that. But I feel like you can get better options and save money. The rest of your team, great. Pulisic, again, if you're an American supporter, and Pulisic will definitely start, and they're playing Wales and Iran as well. I don't think it's too terrible. Thank you for the super chat, RK. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the good work. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You see, that $5, I wish I could add it to the budget of my team and get in someone more expensive. I'd really love that. If only I could add that budget into my budget to choose my team and have 105 million instead. So thank you for the super chat. It definitely supports the channel. Kayla, girl princess, how are you, Kayla? What are the chances of Morata starting? I want a forward budget 8.5 million midfield. I prefer Giroud if it's that budget. But Morata might definitely start. Now, listen, Morata, I'm not saying Morata is a terrible player. He does miss a lot of chances, but if he starts, he could obviously get a return. But they're playing Germany in Matchday 2 again. That's the problem. I don't think he will do well in that match. But I'd probably... I would not go for Morata, I can't lie to you. If you're playing your wildcard in Matchday 2, if that is your plan, you might go for it. And the good thing is that you can also make transfers during the match day. Again, I think Andy of Let's Talk FPL will explain it better for you. But yes, you actually after match day 1 starts, you actually get 2 transfers for match day 1, not for match day 2. So if, let's say, Messi doesn't start, for example, on Tuesday, I can take him out and bring whoever started, but that player will play for me in match day 1 and also 2. So you're going to use your match day 1 transfer, but it's so hard to explain. I actually do not like the fact that they've made it so difficult to understand. They've added so many different things. They should just have kept it simple, but I wouldn't go for Morata. So basically, if you're there on screen and waiting for the Spanish team and Morata doesn't start, you can actually take him out without and bring in someone who's going to play after him. I think you can bring on someone like a Richarlison, for example. So if you want to take Morata as a punt, you can go for it. OP says the op says De Bruyne or Kane as the 12th man. Kane. Calm down, Rajit. He will get to it. Yes. Kayla, I always go to every single comment, and I don't like blocking people. Calm down. 8.5 million striker, please, says Kayla. I've talked about that. Richarlison, Giroud. If you want Morata, you can go for him. Lisandro Martinez for Messi. What? Hell no. Don't even think about it. Don't even. No questions again about this one or Messi. Messi has to be in your team. Has to be in your team for sure. Okay, let me rate it center. Myla Pavard. I like the defense. KDB, Di Maria, Kimmich, Messi, Kane, Mbappe, and the rest. Star, but are not worth mentioning. If they're not worth mentioning, I'm going to give your team a 7 goal center. We have to know the rest of your team. Now you have to. They do start. Okay, if they do start, that's fine. But I think you need at least 13 players that you're 100% sure of. Then maybe 2 punts. But I wouldn't go for just 11 playing players, goal centers. So 7. Temp says not sure. Again, I wouldn't go for both. Nope, Roche. I know they might both start, but I think they're both too differential and they might not even start in match day 2. I like Acuna as a pick. Di Maria, Olsen, Perisic. Like, why do so many people have Olsen? Should I get him into my team? Like, I'm getting so worried because everyone is telling me they have Olsen. How many people have him? Olsen. Let me see. 8% have Olsen. I mean, Tunisia and France are not easy. You know, Tunisia is a very defensive team, so I don't expect Denmark to beat them like 4-0. It could be like 1-0, hopefully. Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo. You've gone for Ronaldo. Oh, that picture they took with Messi is iconic, by the way. Mbappe, 12th man. Amuel Carding, game week 3. Also thoughts on Acuna. Acuna is great going forward for sure on that left side. So the goalkeepers, I wouldn't go for both Nope and Rocher. I'd go for a different goalkeeper and then one of them. The rest of your team, no problem with them at all. Perisic, Croatia. If you want different options, you could go for players like Kimmich and Musiala, but if you prefer Croatia, you can go for him. Who is starting for Argentina? Tagliafico, Acuna. I think it's Acuna in match day 1, but that is the problem with players like that. Also Brazil with Teles and Sandro. One might start in match day 1 and the other in match day 2, but I think Acuna will start Triple D. Persevere, again, terrible goalkeepers from Netherlands. They have so many goalkeepers. I think it's terrible having any of them, really. So I wouldn't go for Persevere. Russia is fine. Christensen, Netherlands. So not Christensen, Denmark. Thank you for specifying. Let me see. Denmark. Not Denmark, Netherlands. Christensen. Who is Christensen from Denmark? From Netherlands. Who is that? You're definitely talking. Christensen plays for Denmark. The player who plays for Leeds. I don't think there's a Christensen at Denmark at Netherlands. Sorry, maybe you've confused Octane. Sosa, Di Maria, De Paul, Bajvine, KDB, Olsen, Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, 12th man, Mbappe. No, Ronaldo is not the best pick, but I just want to have fun. Oh no, I think Ronaldo is okay, Octane. I don't think Ronaldo is a bad pick at all. I do not think Ronaldo is a bad pick. I think he's going to score against Ghana. The problem is like there's so many forward players. So if you're a fan of Ronaldo and you think Portugal are going to do well, I don't think Ronaldo is a bad choice. Nunes or Richarlison, that is tough, but I still prefer Brazil. So Richarlison. How do I play the 12-man chip? There's this thing up here where Mbappe is on screen. There's something on yellow, a yellow lightning bolt up there. You can click there and then they'll give you the options. Top left of your screen. Nunes or Giroud, I answered that a million times, Rajit. Who starts in goal for Ecuador? Says Ricey, Dominguez. Martinez or Nunes? Bufal says, thank you. KDB, Olsen or Sane Di Maria? The second one. Let's see. Ericsson and Bentancur or Olsen and Musiala. I'm just focusing on match day 1. We'll probably use the wildcard in match day 2. Musiala is playing. Is it Japan? Japan is not an easy game. Ericsson, Bentancur. Who's Bentancur playing on the first match day? Uruguay. They're playing Korea. Like Korea and Japan are not easy games. But I'd go for, that is a difficult one, boys. That is actually very difficult. Olsen, Musiala, Ericsson, Bentancur. I'd go for Ericsson and Bentancur, but just 55% to 45%. That is how close. Should I consider keeping Perisic or finding someone else? I mean, I think there's a lot of midfielders in that price range that you can get. But if you prefer Perisic, you can go for him, no problem. I don't think he's the worst pick. I think Griezmann is a great choice, says Lee. If he takes a penalty, he's going to probably miss. He loves missing penalties. They will start with Giroud and Mbappe up front. How can I activate my 12-man up there where Mbappe is on screen? It's somewhere here. It is actually so clear. It is like yellow. It's shining. How are you? How are you, Soldier Boy? Nice seeing you again. Ericsson and Kane or Fernandez, or again, which Martinez are you talking about? Lisandro or Lautaro? If it's Lisandro, I'm going to go for Ericsson and Kane. Ray says, "Hi Glenn, did you hear about the rumors?" I heard about that, but I'm not going to go into media speculation. Let's just enjoy the game. Let's not talk about all the rumors and all that. I think Ecuador will win. Mbappe or Kane or Neymar? Ezin is putting me in a tough position. Mbappe, Kane or Neymar? Mbappe. Choose only one, Shaw or Pavard? Shaw. Thoughts on Trossard and Perisic? I prefer Perisic. If you're going to choose, Trossard might not start. I don't know if Martinez will start. He might start, but also they have Alvarez, so any of them could start. Martinez or Kane? Kane for sure. Shaw, Trippier double up. I don't think it's the worst idea. Sean, Estupinan, Sarabia, and Giroud or Cancelo, Kamada, and Morata, says Jody. Wow, you've thrown in Morata into the best option. I think Estupinan is. I think Cancelo is better than Estupinan. I think Kamada is better than Sarabia, but I think Giroud is better than Morata. So, second option, Jody. Damsgaard or Olsen? Olsen. Damsgaard might not start. Martinez or Qatar goalkeeper? Martinez for sure. Trippier for Theo Hernandez and Acuna for Otamendi, yes or no? Definitely yes, Ripadu. I went for Ericsson and Olsen because I'm Tunisian, and to be honest, we always give penalties. I mean, Ezin is not even trusting his team, but Tunisia do keep a lot of clean sheets. I mean, so you're really banking on them getting more than one penalty. I mean, the penalties are not guaranteed. I mean, maybe the referees are not lenient in this competition. Maybe they are very strict and they'll give penalties, a lot of penalties. But I mean, Ezin is a Tunisian fan and he trusts Denmark, so that is interesting. Bona, Sosa or Araujo? I'd go for Sosa. I think Uruguay will concede goals. Theo Hernandez will not start, and he'll share minutes with his brother, so Pavard. I have, says Lee. Olsen is a good enabler. That is true, Benny, but I still feel like there are a lot of more enablers like Rodrigo De Paul. So you can only have two captains. That is right. Pickford, Costa, or Simon. I think England have a better chance of keeping a clean sheet, so Pickford. Best goalkeeper options, Pickford, Martinez, Rocher, all those guys. Costa as well. I mean, though, as I said, Costa, if he saves a penalty, it's only 3 points at World Cup Fantasy. Will Richarlison start? If he's 100% fit, Pezza, yes, he will. But from match day 2 and 3, now for match day 1, I feel like they'll start with Neymar as the number 10. Vinicius on the left, Rafinha on the right, and Richarlison up front. But they could very easily change it in the second game and go with Anton instead of Rafinha and go with Jesus instead of Richarlison. Like, they have so many good players, they can change any. And I think Neymar is the only one who is 100% guaranteed to start in that team. Even goalkeeper, they might just bring in Ederson for match day 2. It's Andreas Christensen, defender, so Denmark. He is good. He's last season, I think he had a lot of assists before he joined Leeds, so I think it's great. But I'm going for Milo, obviously. How do we change our team name? I have no idea. I've just literally ignored it. 12th man chip, how to activate top left. Can I activate the 12th man before the deadline? You can do it right now if you want, yes. You need to confirm your team and sign up before you can activate the team, guys, says Igor. Ronaldo might not play due to upset stomach, says Rajit. Ronaldo is Ronaldo, man. Ronaldo World Cup, his last World Cup. Ronaldo will play even if he has one leg. Ronaldo will definitely play. Stomach upset, I mean, they're not playing now. They're playing on Thursday. So that stomach upset will not be there until Thursday, unless whatever he ate during that photo shoot with Messi, unless that whatever they ate on that day was really terrible. But yes, he'll definitely start. And he'll probably even score. Hopefully he doesn't score a hat trick like he did at the last World Cup in the first day. Ray says Martinez, Trippier, Miles, Tupinan, Dumfries, Badvine, Højbjerg. I love Højbjerg. I love Højbjerg as a pick. Not for Tottenham, though. For Denmark, yes. Di Maria, he does very well for Tottenham, though, going forward as well. Di Maria, Trossard, Gakpo, Messi, and then Rocher, Cancelo, Neymar, Shaqiri. Ray has gone for Shaqiri. Wow. I've not seen any of the Shaqiri. Listen, Ray, you might be the only person in the world who has Shaqiri right now. Maybe you and himself. Maybe if he plays this game, he also has himself in the team. But if you're going for Switzerland midfielders, I know Shaqiri will take free kicks and corners if he starts. I don't know how good he plays. I know he plays in the MLS, but I don't know how good he plays right now. I'd actually go for Xhaka because Xhaka loves going forward for them. But if you go for Shaqiri and he plays well, when are they playing? Is it Wednesday or Thursday? They're playing on Thursday. Unless you have a Brazilian player on the bench if Shaqiri doesn't do well. Shaqiri is interesting, Ray. I'd probably willing to go for Shaqiri. Those 7.5 million, you can get a lot of different players at 7.5 million. Can you rate my team? Martinez, Shaw, Myla, Stupinan. Strikers, I have no problem. I'm still worried that you don't have Kane, though. Martinez, Shaw, Myla, Stupinan. I'd say 8 out of 10 black. Okay, Tron. I have Giroud, so I go for the 12-man Kane or Mbappe. You already have Giroud. I'll probably go for Kane then. I still feel like you have to have Mbappe because a lot of people have him. So if he scores a hat-trick and you don't have Mbappe, in big trouble straight away from match day one. But since you already have Giroud, you're hoping Giroud scores the goals, so probably Kane. We've reached 100 people watching. I appreciate that. Persevere, Dominguez, Badgevine, or Unai. Oh, sorry. Persevere, Dominguez, Badgevine, or Unai Simon. Wait, what? That is so confusing. Imas, Persevere or Dominguez, Badgevine or Simon, Klassen, Olsen, rest of the team. Roche, Sosa, Myla, Cancelo, Pavard, Trippier, KDB, Di Maria, De Paul, Shah. You're going for Shah. Interesting. Messi, Kane, Neymar. Don't go for Persevere. I'd go for Dominguez. Badgevine is a good option as well. Olsen is a good option as well. So finalize that team, Imas, and let me know. Did you play the last World Cup fantasy? Yes, I played 2018 one. It was a McDonald's fantasy game. I actually have the team here that I had in 2018. I don't think I ever deleted it. I think I have the team from 2018. I can tell you my team from 2018. I just came on when is the deadline? UK time. I think I don't know UK time. By the time the game starts, I think that is the deadline. I think we get to see the teams like UCL fantasy, but to be 100% sure that there's no way they've actually written the time. I'd try and finalize my team like when the team news comes out. So in the next 1 hour, I'd try and finalize my team so that you don't get caught out. So yes, Soldier Boy, I played. I think I finished like, was it like 500th or something in the world, something like that back then. But I wasn't content creating for fantasy. I wasn't even a content creator anyway. No KDB in your team, says Jesse. He might be in my team. I've not showed any on my bench, so he might be in my team. Which two to captain out of Messi, Neymar, and Kane? Messi has to be there. So between Neymar and Kane, I'm probably going to say Neymar. I think Messi first and then Neymar. Giroud or Griezmann, I'd go for Giroud. But Griezmann is not a bad option as well. I mean, he turns up at the tournaments for them. Vinicius or Neymar. By the way, if you have your team, you can send it on my Twitter, and then I can review it there. That is scrolling down the bottom if you want to follow on Twitter. If you want a team review, you can send it or DM it, whatever. I'll review your team as I'm doing the stream as well, just as Tron has done. Tron has said this is my final team. Goalkeeper, Costa and Nopat, Myla, Pavard. Make sure to follow back as to follow my Twitter as well. Alba, Sosa, De Paul, De Bruyne, Badgevine, Neymar, Richarlison, Messi, Shaw, Sané, Olsen. I do like that team. You've gone for Nope as just as the only goalkeeper. Alba is an interesting pick. A lot of people don't have Spanish players, so that is interesting. Shaw as well. Make sure to put Shaw in your starting lineup though, because I can see he's in your bench. Make sure to put the likes of Shaw in your starting lineup because they're playing tomorrow. So make sure to take a look at that, by the way, in case you're not sure about that one. The players who are playing fast today, tomorrow, Tuesday, put them in your starting lineup. And then the players who are playing on Thursday and Wednesday, leave them on the bench because they can sub them in. Vinicius or Neymar, definitely Neymar, Ripadu. Trippier, Shaw, Dumfries, Myla, Cancelo, Di Maria, Badgevine, Klassen. Olsen, Perisic, Messi, Suarez. I'm not sure about Suarez, man. Suarez 2014 and 2010 World Cup, yes, but 2022, I'm not sure, man. I know he's just come from winning a trophy the other day. Roche Martinez, power captain, is active. I really feel like you don't have Mbappe. South one doesn't have any. France are playing Australia. I feel like they're going to win that game 3-0, 4-0. How much is Suarez? I feel like you can get someone better than Suarez. Like even Giroud is better than Suarez. I don't know. I was changing a lot due to many news coming out. Let's not take tension. There are more game weeks to go. But though there's not too many match days to go this time, though. Bergwijn or Kimmich, I'll go for Bergwijn, but I love both. As you can see, I have both of them. Cancelo or Shaw. Shaw has a better chance of keeping a clean sheet, so Shaw. Thoughts on doing the glitch of transferring an expensive? No, I'm not going to look into that, Liad. It's too complicated, Liad. When people start talking about that in wildcard and do this, I'm just going to play it easy. Like if you start thinking about all this, I feel like it's a bit cheating, and I feel like it's taking advantage. And I also feel like it makes the game too complicated, man. It's just a World Cup fantasy game. Like when people start thinking about it like this, it's like we're learning geography and chemistry all over again. Like the video guy says, Soldier Boy, I appreciate it. Are you really sure Theo won't start? I mean, the manager said, this is what the manager said, Ripper dude. The Sham said, Lucas Hernandez plays as a center back for the Bayern Munich, but for me, I prefer him as a left back. So I feel like Lucas Hernandez is going to start, and then maybe his brother starts later on in the game. Maybe match day 2 or something. But they're going to rotate. KDB and Lautaro Martinez or Eriksen and Kane, Hamal. Best forward option for 8.5 million or less. Giroud and Richarlison. Which goalkeeper starts for Netherlands? People are saying the one who starts with the letter N, that one, but I'm not going to go there. There's a predictor game as well in this website. Will you guys play Maker League? I am playing it, but I don't think people will be able to join as quickly as possible. I'm playing it though. I'm playing every single game in terms of that. Gundogan, interesting. The first one, for sure. Ray says Shaqiri out to have 9 million. Like you had money in the bank as well, Ray. My goodness, you're going for Shaqiri. That is interesting for sure. Like I've not seen anyone with Shaqiri. So your team, by the way, Saha, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. Tron. Let's see. I'm not going to reveal my bench, Eduardo. I'm just going to reveal one. I want to have a couple of differential players that no one else has because I also want to win the game, Eduardo. 9 million, you can have Sanere. Who's on your bench? If wildcard game week, should I go Roche and the 4.5 million? Yeah, no problem with that at all. As long as you're confident of them, at least not conceding a lot of goals. Thoughts on Musiala? Musiala is great as well. But I feel like this is not buying though. Germany have a lot of players who can play those positions. They could have Brandt, they could have Goretzka. So Musiala will probably start, but probably not play 90 minutes on McDonald's. Yes, the 2018 game was sponsored by McDonald's for some reason. It was actually called McDonald's Fantasy. Sarabia or Perisic? Spain, if Sarabia starts, is great. But will he start? That is a problem. I'll still go for Perisic from those options. Lineups are out. I don't think so. I'll check. Marquinhos or Shaw? Shaw. Is Sarabia a good differential for match day 1? Listen, if he starts, yes. Better says rate my team: Pickford, Costa, Shaw, Martinez. If you're looking forward to the World Cup, please hit the like button. If you're not looking forward to the World Cup, then don't like the like button. And your captain is going to score 1 point. If you don't like this video, your captain is going to score 1 point. Both your captains, not one of them. Both of them. Rate my team: Pickford, Costa, Shaw. You've gone for a double up in England. Interesting. Bellingham. Bellingham for Dortmund again is different from Bellingham from England. There's the kind of formation that Southgate plays. It allows the right wing back and the left wing back to go forward a lot, and Bellingham and Rice to stay in midfield a lot. So it's going to be Foden and Sterling and Kane getting the points, not really not Bellingham. But yes, you can still get you the tackle points and stuff like that. But for that price, 7 million, 7.5 million, I'd go for other players. De Bruyne, Bodiev. I actually don't know who that is, That's the first time I've seen a name that I've never even heard. Mbappe, Bentancur, Cancelo, Rafael Leao, interesting. Messi and Almaki. Let me just check this. Budiaf guy. I don't actually know who he is. Rate my team. So defensively, I have no problem with their defense. Midfield, I'm slightly concerned about Bellingham. He will start for sure, but the thing is he might get subbed off or might not return a lot because he doesn't really attack as much as he does for Dortmund. You're not going to see Bellingham in the box like you see him for Dortmund because of the formation, unless he plays a back four and allows him to push forward. Let me just search for this guy. What do you call him? Budiaf. Who is that? I can't even find him. Oh, that is why I don't know him. He's a 4 million midfielder from Qatar. Wow, interesting. I wouldn't have him in my team. I'd have 15 playing players better because you can make subs. So I would have 15 active players. So for example, you can downgrade Bellingham to someone like a DePaul, and then you can save 2 million there, and then you can upgrade Budiaf to someone for 5 million, 6 million. Sane, Musiala, I'd still go for Sane. Let's see. Suggest changes, please. Says Jairam. Pickford, Dumfries, Pavard, Trippier, Myla, Cancelo, DePaul, Bergwijn, Musiala, Kimmich, Messi, Ronaldo. You're really trusting Portugal as well. Defensively, I have no problem with your defense. Cancelo is so good. Jairam has Cancelo twice in his team. That is how good Cancelo is. Jairam has him twice in the team. Wow, you've gone for a lot of Germany players as well. So suggest changes. I probably wouldn't go for both Kimmich and Musiala. They have Japan and Spain. Those are not easy games. So I'd probably remove either Kimmich or Musiala. If you want Musiala in it, both will start. But if you're looking for someone, you can take one of them out and go for a different country. There's a lot of 7 million, 7.5 million midfielders. Let me know if you're thinking of doing that, Jairam, and then I can suggest. Lee says Dominguez, Costa, Trippier, Myler, Stupin. I feel like everyone has Myler, right? How many people have him? Let's just check that. Bergwijn, KDB, Di Maria, Messi, Neymar, Olsen, DePaul. 12-man Mbappe. So not bad at all. Like, I don't think I would change anything from that. Although I'm slightly concerned about not having Kane or a midfielder from there. Something like a Foden or something. But I mean, you might be right. I mean, I remember Argentina struggled against Iran back in 2014, and they have the same manager. I think Iran's manager is the same manager he used to be Sir Alex Ferguson's assistant for a couple of years for Man United. So he's not a terrible manager. So he's going to definitely make that Iran team look a bit good, especially defensively. But I still feel like they're going to lose 3-0 anyway. But for your team, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 as well, Lee. Thoughts on Brazil defense? I think they conceded 5 goals in the qualifying stage. Out of the 18 games, they conceded 5 goals. I think they kept 13 clean sheets in 18 games. That is crazy. And I don't think they conceded more than 1 goal, but that was the qualifying. The recent friendlies, they have been conceding goals. Like they even conceded 2 goals against Tunisia. So I think against, I think they will concede a goal against Serbia. Against Switzerland and Cameroon, they might keep clean sheets. But left back, you don't know who's going to start. It could be Teles or Sandro. At the right, they could even go with Dani Alves instead of Danilo. Marquinhos, if you want a defender from them, Marquinhos. Rajit says, sorry for spamming. No problem. I always get to all of the comments either way. So if you just send it once, I'll get to it. Myron says, what do you think? Costa, Cancelo, Trippier, Miles, Sane, Bergwijn. Yes, I'll just stop reading all the names. Roche Sosa and 2 cheap ones. Those 2 cheap ones, I don't like that idea of going for cheap ones, Myron. I'd have 15 playing players. All of them. Make sure they are playing, all 15 of them, because you can make the subs. Defensively, Cancelo, Trippier, Miley, don't mind that. Sosa as well, I don't mind that. I think the team is looking good, but who are the 2 cheap players that you have, Myron? Do you think Portugal will concede? Yes, I think they'll concede in all 3 games, actually. That is why I've not gone for a lot of their goalkeepers and defenders. South Korea is good. I think Ghana will score against them as well, and I think Uruguay will score. I can see a lot of 3-2s and 2-1s in that group. Yes, I saw Qatar's scandal black, but I will not really go into that. I don't trust that thing of bribing and everything. Thoughts on Dumfries and Pope? Pope will definitely not start for sure. He'll probably not even play a game at all. So Dumfries, yes. Dumfries is like a striker. Valverde or Musiala? Who are Uruguay playing first? Let me just confirm again. Uruguay are playing against Korea and then Portugal, and then Musiala is playing against Japan and Spain. I'd go for Valverde, honestly. No, he will not start. Just see. I'd be very surprised if Pope starts. Like the manager he loves Pickford. Ray says, I've tweeted my team. Okay. If you want a review of your team, you can DM it or just text it on Twitter. Martinez or Kane. Ryan says, template goalkeeper. Costa Roche, Trippier, Estupinan, Dumfries, Miles Sosa, Olsen. Yes, I said I'm going to stop saying all the names. Striking, I have no problem with. I actually like this team. Rehan, I actually like this team. I'm going to give it 9 out of 10, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10, Rehan. Very dangerous in free kicks. Is tall as well, says Yasin. He plays 4 million. I mean, if you're sure he's going to start, you can go for him at 4 million. As long as you're sure the player is going to play. If the player is going to play like today or tomorrow and it's 4 million, you can go for him, but don't go for too many 4 million cheap midfielders. If you have Budiev, you can go for him if he starts and he's dangerous from free kicks. Although I think they won't score a goal in this competition. Yasin, I'm so serious. I feel like they'll lose all 3 games. Thoughts on Richarlison, Messi, Kane, and 12th man Mbappe or Giroud or Neymar, Messi, Kane, 12th man. Messi, Kane. If you're going for a 12th man, if you don't have Mbappe, you can go for Mbappe as a 12th man. Mbappe would be my first option as a 12th man. Pavard and Theo will start as wing back, says Arnel. It could be, but don't be surprised to see Lucas Hernandez on the left side. I'd not go for them. Anyone could start, and I feel like he trusts Lucas Hernandez more. Lucas Hernandez played in the 2018 World Cup, so he has more experience than his brother, so I can't pass the get started section. It keeps saying the first name field shouldn't contain special characters. I think by that they mean like just try and change your name and put your name there without having all this I think special characters, I think like things like the $sign and all that stuff. So just have your name there. Just write your name and then let me know if it goes through. Don't have too many fancy names there. Just start for Qatar says better. If he starts, you can go for him. I'd risk with Theo Hernandez if he doesn't start, could be replaced. France will probably play in a 3-4-2-1 formation with Pavard and Theo. He could start, but then again, will he play? I think a defender gets a clean sheet for 60 minutes. If he plays 60 minutes, is it 60? I think it is 60. I think the goalkeeper is 70. He could play 50 minutes and get subbed off. Do you really want that? I really do prefer Pavard. But if you feel like Theo Hernandez is going to start, you can go for him. I can't imagine a team without Milan Messi, for sure. I can't imagine it. Messi especially. If you don't have Messi in your team, you probably don't like him. That is the reason why you don't have him, because he's going to score and assist for sure against Saudi Arabia. This is a tough one. I feel like probably Perisic, honestly. Are you going to play your wildcard in Matchday 2 or 3? I heard all about playing your wildcard in Matchday 2, but I'm not going to look into that. I'm going to play it in Matchday 3. DePaul, Badvine, Kimmich, Olsen, Di Maria, good midfield, or any other changes? Is it a good midfield, or would you make any other changes? I would not make any changes. I like the midfield. Go ahead with it. Do we have unlimited substitutions like UCL Fantasy? Yes, you can bring on all 4 of them if you want. I'll sort that out right now. I probably should have slow mode. Do you think it's risky to go without Dumfries? No, I don't think it's risky to go without him. I mean, if you watch their game, you're probably going to be hiding behind the couch because he'll be going forward a lot, and they have a very good group. But I don't think it's a must. I don't think it's a must to go for any of them. As you can see, he's not in my starting lineup. I might still end up going for him. Will Richarlison start? If he's fit, he will start. I think he scored like 6 goals in the last 5 games for Brazil, so they do like him over in Brazil. Costa and Roche in the same team makes no sense. They are playing in the same day, unless you're very aware of the real game. So, so like if you're active, Ripado, if you're active and you're watching all the games and you're on your phone or in your computer, after he plays, you can change it right away. But if you feel like you're not going to be close to a screen to change it, have goalkeepers from different days. Yes, he will, Pedro. He will start, at least for match day 1. For the other match days, I'm not sure. When to use power captain booster match day 3 or maybe later. I think that is a flexible. I did a video about that one. Best time to use chips, and also the tip show from yesterday. I feel like it's very flexible. You can play it whenever power captain, but I feel like the group stage is better. So I'd probably go for the group stage. Perisic, good to have in the fantasy team. If you want him, yes. I mean, he will take certificates and go forward a lot. Marquinhos or Cancelo? Probably I'd go for, Cancelo is like an attacker. Like I had Cancelo, I always have Cancelo. I always have Cancelo in my FPL and in my other team as well, the UCL fantasy team. But I feel like Portugal are in a tough group. I feel like they'll concede goals. But with that said, Dallo, let me say that as fast. Dallo can play ahead of Cancelo in one of those games, and he played really well the last time I watched Portugal playing 2-3 days ago. But the way Dallo was going forward so much, if Cancelo starts and does the same, he's almost as a striker. So I think Marquinhos has a better chance of keeping clean sheets, though. Let's change this. So I have activated slow mode, so we won't have spamming anymore. Sane or Kimmich? Sane. I'll have Kimmich. I just researched and saw that KDB has more assists and goals than Sane in recent matches. Very surprising due to Sane's form for Bayern. I mean, Sane did get injured. Sane has been injured for for the last 1 month for Bayern. He didn't play like the last 3 of Champions League games or something. So there's that. Sane was injured. De Bruyne has not gotten injured this season. Let's see. I forgot the Giroud and Dominguez, Costa, Trippier, Myler, Messi, Neymar, Di Maria, Mbappe. I forgot Giroud. So you have Giroud in your team. So that is a good team. I think I would be happy with your team. If I was the owner of your team, I would not sack you as the manager. I'd keep you in the job. Dev says Roche, Dominguez, Pavard, Trippier, Myler, Alba, Sosa, Badvine. I'm getting tired of seeing these names. Switching Sarabia and Messi after he plays to De Bruyne. Again, Dev, I'm not going to go into that switching of players. I feel like that is overthinking. I'll just play it easy. So wait, let's see. So goalkeepers have no problem. Pavard, Trippier, you have Alba. That's great. Not many people have Spanish players, although I don't think Spain will keep a clean sheet. So I think they'll concede in all 3 of those games as well. Lautaro Martinez is a massive risk, though. If he starts, it's great, but he has Julian Alvarez there as well, so that is a problem. So maybe take out Lautaro Martinez and bring in someone else. Do you have Di Maria? You already have Di Maria and Messi. So I don't think it's the end of the world if you take out Lautaro. Best Qatari player says Yassin Akram Hafif. Is that the guy who scores their goals? Hassan. They're midfielders, but do not know why they're strikers in the game. Yeah, they've messed up that as well. I don't even know why someone like is it Rafinha is a striker? I don't know why. Trippier, sure, I'm sure. I have Di Maria or Kane. Oh, you're trying to choose. Oh, that is hard, man. I'd probably say Di Maria. No, Soldier Boy, you can't. Thoughts on Arsenal being on top of the table? Best team in the world, Ray. They'll even win the World Cup, probably. Should I go for Di Maria or Kane? Di Maria. Rodrigo De Paul, Kamada, best 5.5 million midfielders. Kane or Lautaro? Kane for sure. Easy says Schmeichel, 3.5 million keeper. So that means you're going for 1 goalkeeper. If you're having Schmeichel as your only keeper, that is fine. But then again, I would not have a 3.5 million goalkeeper. Let me see. Sosa, Laporte, interesting. Sane, Di Maria, Perisic, 12th man Mbappe. Do you have any money in the bank? I'm guessing you don't. That is why you've gone for a 3.5 million goalkeeper. I'd seriously look for, let me look at Spain. How much is Laporte? I'll probably look for someone else and get the 0.5 to get in Roche instead of a 3.5 million goalkeeper, because you never know. I mean, Denmark will not concede a bunch of goals against Tunisia, but let's say Tunisia win that game 4-0, and then Schmeichel ends up with -2 or -3, and then all of a sudden you don't have any other goalkeeper to come on. That is a problem. Let's go to Spain. Let's check Spain. What's the point in the 12th man if everybody's 12th man is Mbappe? When I played my 12th man, I didn't realize everyone was going to have Mbappe as their 12th man pezza. I would have preferred it to be very differential, the 12th man, but it's just trying to fit him in because so many people have him. So if you don't have him in your team, just have him in your 12th man, because if he ends up scoring like a hat-trick, you're going to be in trouble. So Spain, let me check Spain. I don't know if there's any other cheaper defenders than Laporte in Spain. So I'll buy 6 million Cavalier. Oh yeah, I don't think you can get any cheaper players. So I don't think you can get any money from elsewhere. Dumfries or Pavard, I'll probably go for. I mean, I'm still trying to choose between them. One of my bench players, since all of you are asking who are my bench players, one of my bench players is going to be one of those two players that Black. Maybe Black has hacked me. But one of my bench players is going to be one of those players, Dumfries or Pavard. That is one of my bench players. I'm still trying to decide though. So I'm not able to give you an answer, Black, because I'm trying to decide between those two players as well. Richarlison or Martinez or Nunes? Probably Richarlison and then Nunes and then Martinez. If Martinez was 100% a definite starter, then you'd go for him. But I feel like Julian Alvarez will share minutes with him. Cancelo is expensive, pretty expensive. Lucas Hernandez or Pavard between those two Evans. Cancelo, Shaw. I think Shaw has a better chance of keeping a clean sheet, so Shaw. Dumfries Dumfries better than Cancelo, says Jassy. Better group, guaranteed to start, better returns in the past. I agree with better group. RK says please subscribe and smash the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you for that as always. But the matches I saw are national matches before he got injured, like 3 draw versus England. Kane or De Bruyne? Sorry if we answered this already. I'd go for Kane. But De Bruyne is a key passes magnet. Like he can get you like points for key passes, a lot of key passes. But I'd go for Kane. Made some changes in my team. Acuna for Otamendi, Trippier for Theo, Roche for Diego Costa, and Sommer for some random Saudi Arabia goalkeeper. So that means you're putting your trust in Roche to start. So let's imagine Roche doesn't start, the Reaper do. That means you're going to play with 10 men. You're not going to have a goalkeeper. So I know everyone is saying Roche will start, but Muslera has experience in that team. So you just never know. There could be something that happens and he ends up starting. The people who have DM'd me your team, I'm going to come to it right now. I do like the other changes the Reaper do. I don't mind Acuna and Trippier as well. And let's see, is in Costa, is it good? I only have a concern about Bellingham, Yusuf, because Bellingham for Dortmund is different from Bellingham for England because of the formation they play. Oh, by the way, if you DM, make sure to follow as well. I'll try and follow back very soon. Oh, we've gotten so many of you have sent already. Let's start with Ewan. Ewan sent first. So Ewan, if you're still in the chat, I'm reviewing your team now. Ewan has Costa, a 3.5 million goalkeeper. Interesting. Dumfries, Hernandez. Which Hernandez is this? I'm guessing Theo, 5 million. Myler, Perisic, Bellingham, Olsen, DePaul, De Bruyne, Gakpo, Messi, Cancelo, Neymar, Davies. This is Davies from Wales, right? Wow, interesting. I'm not seeing anyone with Davies from Wales, but I don't think it's a bad idea. I think he definitely starts and he could do the job. So the only concern again is Bellingham. Dortmund, yes, 100% you pick him, but because of the way his manager approaches the game with the back five, I don't think Bellingham is a good choice in that midfield. He can still get you tackle points and key passes. So if you're happy with 4 or 5 points, he can still get you that, but I still prefer the midfielders around that range. And then Hernandez, if you steal Hernandez, I'd probably switch to like a Pavard. The rest of your team, I don't mind. I actually do like Davis as a pick. That is Ewan's team. Let's see. Yo, who is Yo? So if you're Yo on Twitter, I'm reviewing your team right now. Casemiro, Marquinhos, Neymar, you really trust Brazil. Your first choice goalkeeper, 3.5 million. Mila, Otamendi, Trippier, Cash, Valverde, Di Maria, Bergwijn. I like the striking, no problem with that. Midfield, Valverde is a differential. I have no problem with that as well. Goalkeeper, though, I have a problem with the 3.5 million goalkeeper. I would change the 3.5 million goalkeeper. If you can get 0.5, I feel like you should get at least a 4 million goalkeeper who's going to play. Let's see. FPL Stonks, we are on your team right now. Thank you for loving the content. I appreciate it. Messi, Gakpo, Neymar, Sane, Cancelo. This is a very good team. Trossard, though, I'm not sure about Trossard. If he was a definite starter, then for sure. But even Trossard, this guy, I've had him like 3 times in FPL this season. He's never scored. He only scores against the big teams, Liverpool, Man City. But I would not go for Trossard, honestly. You already have 3 Argentine players, so you can go for someone like a Kamada differential. FPL stonks. Højbjerg, Trippier, Mila, Stupina, and Dumfries. Defense is good, but Trossard. I feel like you can get other 5.5 million midfielders or 6 million midfielder. Let's see, as I also read the comments over here as well. Alex says, thoughts, persevere, Roche, Shaw, Mila. Yo, I've never had that player in midfield. Probably, what? Di Maria, De Bruyne, Bruno Fernandes, Bergwijn, Almalki, Messi, Neymar, Ronaldo. Who the hell is that player starting with a P in your team? I cannot lie to you. I'm very honest. I have never heard of him. So thoughts, goalkeepers, again, I would not go for both Persevere and Roche. Persevere might not start. There's an 80% chance Persevere might not start. And if you're playing a wildcard in Matchday 2, okay. But Roche, again, he might start Matchday 1 and then not start in Matchday 2. That is what I don't like about that. So I'd only go for Roche and then replace Persevere with someone else. Let me just check who the hell is that guy in your midfield, by the way. I have no idea who he is. Para what? Never heard of him. Let me see. Don't worry, I'm going to review all your teams. He plays for Iran. That is why I've never heard of him. He's a 3 million defender from Iran. There's no chance I've ever heard of him. I would not go for 3 million defender from Iran, Alex. Absolutely not. He will not even play. Maybe he didn't even travel. I'd not go for him at all. I'd try and get money from elsewhere. And his money from elsewhere, I don't see where you can get money from. I'm not going to ask you to remove Ronaldo because Ronaldo is always a good asset to have in international football. But probably that is what I'd do. If this was my team, Alex, I'd probably downgrade Bruno Fernandes or Ronaldo. I would not have both Ronaldo or Fernandes. I'd have one of them, and then I'd downgrade one of them to someone cheaper, and then I'd improve the goalkeeper and also improve Paralujag, whatever his name is, that guy from Iran. That is what I'd do. I'd downgrade Ronaldo or Fernandes, and then you're going to get like an extra 2 million, 3 million, and then you can improve your goalkeeper and you can improve your defense as well, and you'll have a better balanced team. Hopefully that helps, Alex. Pickford, Roche, Dumfries, Shaw, Miles, Sosa, Cancelo. No changes to your team, Jerome. Your team is good. Your team is okay. Nolly says Pickford, Shaw, Milo, Dumfries, Sane, Bergwijn, Olsen, Di Maria, Richarlison. 12-man Mbappe bench. That is okay. I'd probably not make any changes to this team. So 9 out of 10 Nolly. I don't mind that team. Dumfries and Musiala or Stupinan and Sane. Dumfries. I think Dumfries. I agree with the someone's earlier comment. Dumfries is a very good group. I'd probably go for Dumfries and Musiala, just very close again. Issy, we are on your team now. So you have Schmeichel 3.5 and 3.5 million goalkeeper. I would not have a 3.5 million goalkeeper. I'd have a 4 million goalkeeper at least. Perisic, Olsen, De Paul, Di Maria, Sane, Perisic, Laporte. As I said, goalkeeper. That is my only problem with your team. I'd change the goalkeeper for sure. Penguin says Lautaro or Morata. My goodness. Oh, that is a very tough question. Not because they're both very good. If they are both starting, very, very good for sure. You know what? I'm going to go for Lautaro Martinez from that. I really don't trust Morata. Dev says Costa Rica should be a clean sheet for Spain. 9 out of 10. I mean, people underestimate Costa Rica. I mean, this is not 2014, but I remember the last time they in a tough group in 2014, they did really well. Dumfries for the Senegal, I don't like. I have Costas, Nobolation, Cancelo, and Alba is too attackish. That is what you want, actually, Dave. You want an attacker who can, a defender who can attack, because you get 7 points if they score a goal, not the 6 that you're used to in FPL and UCL. You get 7 points if your defender scores. So I know what you're saying about Senegal. I'll not be surprised if Senegal scored a goal against Netherlands. Let's see. Is this good, says Yusuf. You've brought in Hazard. Interesting. Martinez. Martinez starts, great option. But if he doesn't start, I'm not sure about him. I wouldn't have Bellingham, to be honest, Yusuf. I'd go for a different 7.5 million midfielder. How many 12th man do we have? Just one. Pedro says Martinez, Pavard, Mindless, Tupinan, Sosa, Shaw, Tadic. Interesting. Paqueta. Pedro is going really differential. Neymar, Messi, Kane, 12th man, Mbappe, or do you think? I mean, I've not seen anyone with Tadic, but obviously he might even take penalties and some free kicks, so that is okay. No problem with having a differential, but I wouldn't also have Paqueta. I'd go for someone else instead of Paqueta. That Brazil team has so many players who can play, so I'll not go for too many differentials. Manu FC, that is your name on Twitter. I'm reviewing your team right now. You have Kane as your 12th man. Interesting. You have Sarabia and Cavallal. Are you from Spain? You have so many Spanish players. My goodness. Messi, Giroud, Neymar, Badvine, Di Maria, Eriksson, Olsen. Again, wow. So many Danish players as well. Trippier, Pavard, Laporte. Like Manu FC, if you're watching this, you have 3 Spanish players and 3 Denmark players. You really trust these teams, don't you? And I wouldn't do that, though. I would not go for both Eriksson and Olsen. I know Eriksson takes free kicks and Olsen will go forward and Eriksson might take penalties. I know that, but I wouldn't go for both of them. I'd try and mix it up. I'd go for someone else in midfield instead of one of them. And then Sarabia and Cavallal, I'll definitely not go for 2 Spanish defenders. I think Cavallal or Laporte, just choose one and go for another. You can go for Dumfries. You can go for a defender from a double up on England if you want. You can go for Brazil defender if you want. I wouldn't go for double up on Spain. I don't think Costa Rica is a guaranteed clean sheet. I don't think Spain have such a good defense to say guaranteed clean sheet. So I'd probably change. I'd have 2 Denmark players and 2 Spanish players. So I'd probably remove 2 players and change it. Badvine or Perisic? Badvine. I don't even know who Rocher is. I just put him in because everyone is talking about him. Uruguayan goalkeeper, that is who he is. Some people are saying Muslera won't start. He's the one who's going to start. Alvarez or Bentancur? I prefer Mexico, so I'm going to say Alvarez. But Bentancur, listen, Bentancur will go forward. Alvarez will get you a lot of tackle points. So I think Bentancur's group is difficult, though. That is why I'm going to say Alvarez. Best defender in your opinion? Joaquim Myler. That is, you've heard everyone saying that. It is true. He's actually the best defender. How do you rate his Tupinan? I rate him so highly that I actually have him in my team, Patra. I'm a bit worried about the match fixing rumors. Nah, don't think about that one. And also there might be probability that referees favor Qatar. No, and I'm not going to go to all that really. I'm not going to listen to the media. Estupinan is good going forward, so even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet and Qatar scores 6 goals as people are expecting, Estupinan will get a return. And also that is where you have bench players. If that happens and Qatar win the game 3-0, then Estupinan will come out of my team. Penguin has sent his team on Twitter as well. How are you, Penguin? Make sure you follow the Twitter as well, Penguin. I'll follow back after I finish this. Neymar, Cash, Sosa, not bad. Messi and Martinez, I'm not sure about Martinez, man. If he starts, yes. De Bruyne, Sarabia, Olsen, Pavard, Miner, Trippier, Costa. No problem, maybe apart from Martinez. You already have Mbappe, so you can't go from Martinez to Giroud because you already have Mbappe. So I think you don't have too many pans. So if you want to go for Martinez, you can go for him. Penguin. Final team says Imaz, Simon, Rocher, Sosa, Klassen. Interesting. Shah, Messi, Kane, Neymar. No problem with that. 8 out of 10 Imaz. I will try to beat you in World Cup Fantasy, says Girl Center. Good luck. Good luck, buddy. Good luck. I appreciate the support. Thank you very much. Diabala is also an option for Argentina. That is why I'm not keen on. Now, if Di Maria, if you're playing a wildcard in Matchday 3 or the transfers you make in Matchday 3, if Argentina win both of these games and Diabala and Alvarez or Lautaro Martinez don't start both of them, then in Matchday 3, they become very good options when they start in Matchday 3. Evan says thoughts on Enna Valencia. Great as well if apparently Qatar have bribed people. If they haven't, then Valencia is a good pick. For one match day, I mean, I want to have a player for the first match day for sure. I think the opening ceremony has started. Am I crazy? Not yet. Neymar or Kane? I'd say Kane. Eriksen or DePaul? I'd say DePaul. Easier fixture. Musiala or Kane? I'd say Kane. What's the team for the World Cup right now? I made mine. Hopefully they'll be good. Do you mean what's the team for the World Cup right now? I made mine. Hopefully they'll be good. Do you mean the team I'm supporting or do you mean the team that I have? Rowan. I have 1 million to improve. You're luckily. I would take that 1 million from you very quickly and improve my team instead. Di Maria. I mean, I don't see many places you can improve. Stupinan, Sosa. I really don't think there's a lot of places you can improve. I think that team is good, Lee. If you're playing a wildcard in Matchday 3, there's no problem with having that 1 million to use it in Matchday 2. You might need it. Gakpo, Giroud. I think both of them are differentials, but I think Giroud has a better fixture. Persevere, Tagliafico, and Acuna could rotate. That is the problem, and I think Acuna is going to start fast. Cancelo, I don't like Trossard, man. I seriously don't. I've said that a lot in this stream. So if he scores a hat trick, I'd look very stupid. But I really don't like him as a pick, for at least for the first match day. I think Hazard will start. So I'll probably take out Trossard, maybe for a DePaul, and then Tagliafico replace him for sure. He might not start. If you really want a defender from there, the one you're 100% sure of, even that one is hard, but I think Otamendi probably starts. DePaul, Bickett, who starts? Acuna, Tagliafico. I think Acuna starts in match day 1. Sane or Amrabat. Sane for sure, light. Musiala or Sane. Why is there no goalkeeper from Spain in the game? Are you serious? That can't be. That's not possible. Yo, wait. Are you serious? I actually can't find that. That is crazy. Let me just do something here. That would be so crazy. Let me confirm. What? That is messed up. There's no Spanish goalkeepers in the game. What? Thank you for pointing that out, yes. And I also cannot find Spanish goalkeepers. Let me see. Spain. If that's the case, then they've definitely messed up the game. Have they? I can only find. It's not even just Spanish goalkeepers. A couple of players have disappeared. How? Unless they've updated something. There is, says Ripadu. I also can't find it unless I need to refresh. Let me just refresh. I'm pretty sure there is, though, because people have Simon. Unless they updated something and then you have to. Oh, there definitely is. Yes, actually, I refreshed and it came up. So, oh, thank goodness. I was like, what? But yeah, anyway, they've messed up the game. The way they updated everything was too late for sure. So yeah, they do have. There was Spanish goalkeepers. Yes, just refresh the page. Sunny Amrabat Sunny. When will you play a wild card? Probably match day 3. Badvine or Perisic? Badvine. Pickford, Martinez, Costa, Alisson. Which keeper to choose with 1 million in the bank? I'd go for Martinez. Even Pickford is a good option as well, depending on who you already have in defense. So that is it. Let me see any other teams on Twitter. Albert sent his team on Twitter. Yeah, I also couldn't find it, Yasin. You're not crazy. I also couldn't find it. Yasin thought he was going crazy. No, I also couldn't find it until I refreshed. De Paul, De Bruyne, Musiala, Messi, Kane, Mbappe, Pickford, Pavard, Bentancur. The only thing about your team, Albert, is the 3.5 million midfielder. I'd try and upgrade him to like a 4.5 midfielder. The rest of your team, I don't mind. The only way you can do that is to get a cheaper goalkeeper of 4.5 instead of 2 5.5 defenders. So that is it. Let me see if there's any team news that has come out. Ewan, I can see your team as well, and you are currently typing. Interesting. Estupinan, Dumfries, Sosa, Perisic, Di Maria, Olsen, De Paul, De Bruyne, Gakpo, Messi, Davis made these changes. What changes have you made? Oh, you've not gone for Davis from Wales. You've gone for Alphonso Davis from Canada. Great. Make sure to specify stuff like that. There's a lot of Davises and Rodriguez, all those names. So if you've gone for the Alphonso Davis, that is fine. Cancelo. I wouldn't make any changes unless let me see what you have to say. Do I remove Di Maria for Valverde? No. And Martinez for Pickford? That one is fine if you want to do that. Di Maria is very injury prone and usually gets injured in the middle of the tournament. If he gets injured for match day 2, you can just sub him out. We have 2 transfers. You have the wild card. I don't think it's too stressful. You know, it's not like an FPL season where you have 38 match days and you have to use everything correctly. You have to plan for the future. This is just 7 match days, J-Ram. So I would not take out Di Maria. Di Maria will score in match day 1 for sure. Let's see. There are so many questions. I appreciate it. If you follow, let me know in the DM as well that you followed. I'll follow you back. Cancelo and on Martinez, O'Kane, and Shah. Again, they make sure to specify which Martinez. There's so many Martinez in this group, in this game. That is hard. I'll probably say Kane. I'll probably go for the Kane and Shah pick. Double up on England instead of Tagliafico. Sure. You can go for that, Oliver. Yeah, I think if you're going to double up on a defense, you can go for them for England. Kane, Pavard, or Ronaldo plus Cancelo. Please answer. Kane plus Pavard or Ronaldo plus Cancelo. Wait, Kane plus Pavard or Ronaldo plus Cancelo. Kane and Pavard. Is Cancelo essential or can you cover with Costa? I don't think you can cover. I don't think any of them will keep a clean sheet. So now, like, Costa is very good. He can even pick up assists as a goalkeeper and save penalties. But Cancelo is quite attacking. So if you want an attacking option, you can just go for Cancelo. I don't think they'll keep clean sheet, so I don't think he'll really cover. Should I go for Giroud instead of Mbappe so I can get De Bruyne in? Should I go for Giroud instead of Mbappe? Don't go for anyone instead of Mbappe. Mbappe has to be in your team, Django. Mbappe has to be in your team. De Bruyne out and Kane in. Is it worth it? I think it is. But I wouldn't mind sticking with De Bruyne as well. If you want De Bruyne as an option, it's not bad. Does Costa even start considering Patrice is also there? I looked at that the other day because they also have Jose Sa and Patricio and Costa, but I think Costa's been on top form. So I'd not be surprised if it started like 2 and then the other ones started the last one. So, but that is one of the reasons why I took him out, J Ram. I started thinking about, but they have Patricio. Yes, Costa is the best at the moment, but yeah, the match day 3 of it, match day 2, they could change very easily. So, in case you haven't joined the league, the code is in the description, the direct link. Probably Hatem, Hamal, but I wouldn't go for any of them, honestly. Let me see. Have they removed any team news? Make sure to have your team set in the next 30 minutes. I'm still not sure about the deadline. I don't know if it's when the game starts. I'm trying to confirm that. What do you think about Ronaldo? He'll be better than the media thinks. I think he will. Ronaldo will score goals. Thoughts on Lucas Hernandez? I still feel he's a better option than Theo Hernandez, but I feel like they're going to rotate a lot, so I probably have just avoid him. Unless it's match day 3, and then let's say Theo Hernandez has started both of them, then you can imagine Lucas Hernandez starts the 3rd game. I still wouldn't go there though. Let's see. Rate my team. 12-man Mbappe, Costa, Ward, Trippier, Dumfries, Sosa, Myla, Pavard, De Bruyne, De Paul, Bergwijn, Olsen, Neymar, Messi, Kane. Costa and Ward. Ward might not start because they have the other goalkeeper called Hennessy. So if it's a 4.5 million goalkeeper, I'd try and look for another one. De Bruyne, De Paul, Bergwijn. I don't mind the rest of your team. So the goalkeeper, just the goalkeeper, could be a problem. Producer's tweet. Has anyone else DM'd their team on Twitter? I think we have a couple of more requests. Yeah, I think we do. Yo, Ripperdo, I found you. Let's see. I keep making changes. I don't think your team is bad. I mean, don't overthink it. I think just the 3.5 million goalkeeper that I have a problem with. Apart from that, I think it's Casemiro, Marquinhos. I'd probably also not go for both Casemiro and Marquinhos, maybe. But if you really trust Brazil, I feel like they'll win it. But probably wouldn't go for 3 players from the one midfield and the defender. So maybe you can downgrade. If you downgrade Casemiro, or let's say Marquinhos, if you downgrade Marquinhos to like a 4.5 million defender, you can improve on your goalkeeper, 3.5 million goalkeeper. Your team, 8 out of 10. Rocher, Costa, Dumfries, 0.5 million in the bank. De Paul. So where to improve? You're looking for someone to improve. I don't think there's anywhere that you need to improve. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. How do I enable 12 man? It's up there on the top left of your team. On the left side of your goalkeeper, there's a yellow thing there. 1 million in the bank. Do I remove one of De Paul, Olsen, Kimmich for a better midfielder? Do I save it for later? De Paul, Olsen, Kimmich. And I wouldn't remove any of them. I think all of them are okay. So save it for later. Is it for match day 2? If you're planning to play wildcard in match day 3, that is. Is it alright that Messi plays much deeper? No. Even if Messi played as a goalkeeper, I'd still have him in my team. Vlasic or Pasalic? Vlasic is probably Vlasic. I think it's like 5 million, right? I'll go for him. I think one good goalkeeper is fine. Also, Portugal doesn't really concede goals, says Ripper. I mean, if you trust one goalkeeper, it's fine. Let's see. Enjoyed your World Cup Fantasy on YouTube. I didn't realize. Thank you, Konati. If you're watching, I appreciate the message. Yes, I do UCL Fantasy. That is how this channel probably started with UCL Fantasy. Messi captain and then change it for Neymar, or captain Kane and then change it? I think for captaincy, Ripado, anyone is okay, really. All those players that you've mentioned, I think any is okay. Literally just go with your guts. I think that is okay, any of them. Void says, hi, friend, I'm going with Acuna from Argentina. Is it a mistake? Nope. For match day 1, I think you will start. Schmeichel and 3.5 million goalkeeper. I probably wouldn't do that, but if you trust Schmeichel, go for it easy. Rates my starting 11, Martinez, Dumfries, Myler, Trippier, Saliba. Laps have gone for Saliba. Will he start, though? Di Maria, Bergwijn, Zielinski. I love Zielinski. Although Poland don't score a lot of goals, but he can help you with tackles and key passes from midfield. So 8 out of 10 laps. Keep DePaul or downgrade to another. Keep DePaul. 7.5 million striker, Giroud, Hamal. Best 4.5 million goalkeeper. I would say the Netherlands one if you know who's going to start, but I'd really say Rocher at 4 million. The others, you're risking them conceding a lot of goals. There's a reason these goalkeepers are cheap and other ones are expensive. There's a reason for that. So I'm going to end it there. I'm still going to be on Twitter and also on YouTube. So if the deadline is at the time the game starts, just send the question on YouTube on this video or on Twitter. I'll still answer you. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure to join the league. Giroud or Richarlison, I'll probably say Giroud. Is KDB a must? I don't think he's a must, J-Ram. Belgium are in a very poor form right now. I do agree with that. So I definitely agree with that. So the ones who are still here, I'm probably going to choose Pavard instead of Dumfries as my first bench player. So thank you guys for watching. Keep sending in your questions. I need to do a couple of things. And yes, I will still answer your questions in the comment section and on Twitter. What makes a team a 10 out of 10 for you? It's very impossible to get a team out of 10. Even my own team that I'm looking at right now, I still feel like it's an 8. Well, Schmeichel 3.5. To try and answer that question, I think a balance of one 5.5 million goalkeeper and a 4.5 million goalkeeper, and then a defense that covers maybe Argentina, France, and then a striker. Have Kane in your team, have Mbappe, maybe play a 12-man. I think that's the only way. Schmeichel 3.5 million goalkeeper, 12-man. I don't mind it. I don't mind this team at all. Go for it. I don't mind it. Kimmich or Musiala. I think any of them is good. I've gone for Kimmich, but I think I actually do think Kimmich is better. Got a 9 from me. Yep, Nolly. Well done. My team, everybody says my team gets a 10 out of 10. 3.5 million goalkeeper Ripadu, 7. Sane or Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes has a tough group, so I'm going to. Sane has a good tough group as well. So, man, that is tough. But you know what? I'm going to say Bruno. Is both Goretzka and Kimmich too risky? Both, I think it's too much. Yes, I think they have a very tough group. So keep sending in your questions and on Twitter as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.